Hey, Sandy, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hey there. Tell me, guys, if you can hear me. I was having problems. Okay, good. I was having problems with my other microphone, and then I had to put these on. These don't hold a charge nearly as long. So I'm really hoping, I hope it hangs with us. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because my trusty ones, I don't know what the heck. These I count on all the time. Sadie, you know, I use these all the time. I cannot get them to connect up on this one. It's so weird. So I think I got about 2 hours on this, maybe 3. So we'll see. But yeah, Liz should be joining us sometime. But anyways, glad to have you guys. Sorry I didn't announce this one. I wanted to make sure I could get past all the rustiness of using all the technology before I put myself on the spot to be on time on these lives here. So anyways, just checking cameras here. That looks good. Looks good. Hey, Maria. Hey, Naomi. Yeah, you guys are going to be a little ways away, so I'll be walking back and forth here. There's Liz. Hang on. I got to let her in.
Hi.
Hey, girl. I can't hear
Hey.
you. Talk to me.
No audio?
Why can't I hear you?
Oh.
No, might be me. Could be me. It very well could be me. I've been having problems, Liz. The girls say they can hear me, though. So, hey, Juana.
I wonder if
So
they can
I
hear
don't
me.
know.
Hello. Hello. Testing.
Get mine
Testing.
here.
They can hear
Yeah,
me,
it
but you
shows.
can't.
My mic is okay, but my speaker may not be. Yeah, my speaker is not registering.
Okay.
What's going on? Do you know?
No.
No? Oh, great. Okay. This is good. This is just awesome. Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me go into my settings here. You guys can hear, but I can't. I can't hear her. Why can't I hear her? What output is that? Okay, let me try this. All right.
Hello.
Now talk to me.
Hello.
No.
Testing.
I
Testing
put you
this
on my
time.
speakers here. Still no.
Okay.
Hmm.
Is your mic through your
Why?
Bluetooth?
Let me try this.
I could.
I got you now. Hey, talk to me. Hey, okay, I got you on my. Okay, I got you on my speaker off of my computer.
Awesome.
So I'm having all kinds of audio issues with my headphones and this garbage and don't know.
It's like that sometimes.
Yes, it can be. So at least if I can hear you, you guys might hear me when these die. So I will leave these in so you can hear me. So,
We
no, my
still hear
speaker
both
wasn't
of
off,
you.
Maria. I had my
Cool.
speaker set elsewhere.
Now, do they get an echo at all? Oh, a little bit.
Is there an echo?
Well, I heard myself on your live.
Okay, so let me move away because I'm going to be over here most of the time anyway. Is that better?
Testing. Testing, testing. I think that's better. I don't hear the echo anymore. I don't know if they do. A little bit. If it's not bad, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Let me
right.
fix the messy bun.
Full screen so I can see you, but then I can't see comments. So
Oh,
Liz.
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I don't know here.
Pros and cons.
I think I need to see comments. So.
Not when Connie walks away. Okay, so like.
Yeah. So
read comments and then you have to walk away to speak. That's kind of dumb.
Yeah. So it's all good. It's all good. Okay. So guys, how's it going? I know it's been a while. I got Liz with me. Yay, girl.
Yes.
Yo. Been a while since I've had Liz with me.
Yay!
Yay us.
Did you tell everybody what you're doing already?
I kind of did in the description, whether they read it or not. I don't know, but I'm gonna sublimate on some bummies. What I normally do for market is, rather than owning a whole bunch of different fabrics that you're going to use just a little bit of, I am making my own fabric.
I love it.
So I am going to show you how I do that. If you can see
Those are adorable.
Thank you.
Stop. That's so cute.
Yep. So, and I really actually love these a whole lot too.
So do you just buy white DBP? Is that what you're using?
I am using, yep, by the bolt.
Nice.
So,
So instead of buying
what's
a
that?
bolt of a certain pattern, you can now put whatever you want and
Yep.
just as much as you need, instead of
Yep.
having to waste money buying a ton of different fabrics.
And then if you bought a fabric that doesn't sell, you didn't buy a ton of it. You've just got whatever stock you made and you move on.
Yep.
So,
and that allows you to have fabrics that not everybody else has, because everybody is buying from the same stores. But if you're printing and sublimating your own, suddenly you're unique. It differentiates you.
Yep. And I can change it up on a dime. So if, like, I come out of market one month and people are like, oh, I wished you had XYZ, I'm like, I can have that next month. Come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. I can follow my trends, not only in the market, but my trends as to what I'm being asked for. Because sometimes what I get asked for at market is still not really trend in the market.
Yeah.
And it's just a local thing that people are looking for. Or I can do local stuff that, you know, if, like, say, like, I'm close to San Antonio, so we have Fiesta every year. We have a big Fiesta festival for 2 months, or 2 months, 2 weeks. I'm sure they wished it was 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
For 2 weeks. And so I can do a lot of fun prints that, because like what you did recently, just on your last one with the serape stripe and everything, that is Fiesta down here. So I can do stuff like that and make just enough to get through that and not have to go out and search forever to find the fabric that I don't like the print. I don't like the fabric that it's on, you know, or I like this print, but it's got to be on this fabric. Can't find it.
Yep.
So here we are. And so you
have
find
all the control.
Yep. You find the base that you like, because you can do this also on what am I trying to say? I am having brain fart. The textured one. This stuff.
The woven?
What am I trying to say? The textured one.
Oh, bullet.
Yes.
It's also polyester. So Naomi's asking what kind of polyester you're using and which one we mentioned. So it's the double brush poly, right?
Double brush poly.
Yeah, buttery, soft, stretchy one. Very comfortable for the littles. It's Lily's favorite because it's so soft.
Let me grab
but she's okay with bullet too. So yeah.
In the bolt.
Hi, everybody in the chat.
In the bolt.
All right. It's not focusing quite well.
Nope.
It's focused on your adorable shirt is what it's doing.
All right. How about this? Is that better?
Let me see. It looks more focused over there, but the screen is small.
Of course it is.
Of course. Of course.
Now it's upside down.
I don't know.
Coming in.
Yeah, it was a little better, but back it up a little bit. Hold on. Okay, lower. See if it'll focus. Focus.
No, focus.
Right.
Okay.
You have to pull the YouTuber thing where you try to block out the background so it'll focus.
Yes. It's 90 poly, 10% spandex. So it's a double brush poly spandex.
Yeah, that's plenty of poly to get a good color. And then Yeah, and then the bullet is also polyester based, so it will also take color very nicely.
Yep. And I have tried a sample bullet piece, and it sublimates beautifully. You don't have to worry about the texture squishing because it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Nice. See, that would have been a
And,
question for me for the
yep,
difference, you know, the
yep.
difference of the
That
pressure.
was my thought too. I was like, crap, is that going to squish? And so I tried it, and the one that I tried on did not. So
It kept its texture
it seemed
and
to.
the
So I'm going
color
to go
went through
find
okay.
myself
That's
some.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go find myself some plain now to do. And since I showed this, let me do a little shout out to Mia.
Oh my goodness.
So
That's
this is
her giraffe print. Oh my
yes,
gosh. So
this is
cute.
fabricbomb.com. This is Mia's. So everybody go over and support Mia as well. There's a link. If it's not down there now, it will be. There's a link in my description. I'm an affiliate. So if you go through there, I do get a little bit. But this is a romper.
So sweet.
And all I got to do is put the buttons on. So
is that a zip or snap?
You know, I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
I might buttons probably, but yeah, the snaps are not big enough, and I think they're going to look funny. I don't have super big snaps, so that's why I'm just like still kind of here, because I'm like I really want it to be snap because it's so much easier. So I may have to find myself some really big snaps, and that would look really cute if I had some really
adorable.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to do that. Is go find some really big ones. So anyway, I love this little giraffe. It's so cute.
That's awesome.
So cute.
Switch on another light here and then see if I get myself organized.
All right. So what are you working on?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Today over here, see, I had a change of plans, but I'm still doing what I'm doing, just a different design. Okay. So we have an upcoming trip. We're heading over to Texas, around your area of the woods.
Yes, you are. 2 weeks, week and a half, actually.
For the Impressions Expo, that's going to be over there at the end of the month.
Yes.
And so at the last show that I went to here locally, I made myself a lanyard because I didn't want to wear the basic ones that they hand out or whatever, because we're crafters, and that's what we do.
Yep.
So I think I'm going to start the not the routine, the thing, what do you call it when you start a tradition?
Tradition. Or
you start a tradition. Any trip that I go to, I'm going to make myself a brand new custom lanyard.
Oh, cool.
To go with it. So
what a great idea.
Yeah, I had thought to do a Grinch one because I'm a Grinch fanatic.
Yes, you are.
But I had a recent, like an hour ago, change of heart, and I think I'm going to go with Disney villains. So yeah, just because it's close, it's kind of more closer to that kind of creepy-ish time of year, if you will. But yeah, so I did buy a seamless file that I'm going to be sublimating just like you. Instead of going out and buying a ton of fabric, I don't need that much fabric for a lanyard. So I'm going to go ahead and just sublimate fabric and then sew that up into my custom lanyard today. So kind of the same idea, but different application, if you will.
And that is so cool to do, you know, that we both kind of hit that same theme. I'm going to do later on, you know, next couple of weeks or so, I will do an actual video showing you guys how to put that file together for the seamless to print, because I use Inkscape and it's a freebie. So most of the tiles that I buy are the 12 by 12. And I've actually got the unlimited subscription to Creative Fabrica. And so I go on there and I have a good time. I'm like, yes, I like this. Oh, I only like this out of this file, but that don't matter because I've got the unlimited subscription. So I can download the whole thing just to get that one thing that I want. But some of them I ran into recently, the designer did not make them line up like they're supposed to. And I think they maybe just screwed the file up and didn't realize it. So I had to fix it, which wasn't hard. But I'm sure a lot of people don't quite know, you know, that might stop them. So I want to show you how exactly easy that is. And especially on Inkscape.
It's something I've always wanted to learn too. I just haven't really taken the time to figure out how to, you know, make a seamless file. So yeah, that would be great. I'm excited to see that one from you then. So I can learn things. We have learned so much. Let's just take a second and thank Connie because you have taught us so much. And
Wow,
when
thank
you
you.
do your sew alongs and you teach us how to do the things, you're so
Thank you.
patient, right? You're like waiting for us in the chat. You're like, are you ready? Are you
You ready?
ready?
You
And
ready? You ready?
so encouraging. And you say it in a way that's very clear to understand. And I just want to go ahead and thank you on behalf of everybody
Oh,
who watches you, because you're amazing
thank you.
and you're always just a great teacher. So
Well, thank
thank you
you.
for having
Thank
me on your
you.
channel here with you too.
Oh, well, I love having people here with me because, it's great talking to the people in the chat, but it's not a voice.
Yeah.
And after a while, I run out of things to say because I feel like I'm just talking to myself, and I'm like, well, I do that all day long, every day.
Yeah.
I should be really
It's
good at
easier when
that.
you can bounce stuff off of each other too. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Or
that's so
like
much
right
fun.
now when I couldn't think of the name Bullet. Hello.
Bullet, yeah.
Hadn't had enough coffee yet, people. Hey,
Right?
Robin, you made it. Hey,
Yay.
Robin's at work, or at least on her way to work. So we were talking for a few minutes yesterday. Recap, it's kind of funny that you're talking about lanyards because yesterday in the private chat that we were doing on Discord, um, we were talking about lanyards, and Nairo is going to start doing lanyards again. And she was
Nice.
showing me some of the files, and some of them are sublimated and some of them are not. And then it's kind of cute that we come on here today and you're talking lanyards too. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a lanyard 24 hours here.
Yep. Yep.
So all good, all good. Oh, yep, Robin's working. Hey, Kathleen. Oh, awesome. Well, thank you also, Liz, because you are the one that has got the community sublimating like crazy.
Nah. I
Yeah.
don't understand because like I sublimate the least amount of things of all the sublimation channels that I watch. Like everybody sublimates everything and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I just kind of stick to my corner of the world at this point. But for some reason people still watch.
No,
I'm like,
because
I
you're
know y'all don't watch
entertained.
for the skills. Y'all just watch because I'm ridiculous, but that's okay.
No,
We'll still keep you.
we love you. We love you, and you're
Yeah.
fun to be around. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
you know, and I still, we're still going to hear about that when you're doing the 24-hour thing. You know that.
Oh, I'm not doing no 24 hours, Connie. Don't speak it into existence. Not gonna happen.
I
That
just had to
12
bring it
hour
up,
was
but
really rough.
I
But
knew
that's
somebody
because I
was
was
going to
sick.
say something.
I was sick. My daughter was sick. I remember. I was so traumatized by that live.
I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
It was a
All of
good
us that were
time,
on there for you were like, okay, do you need us to keep going? Because we can stay on with you. It's all
right?
good.
Like I hate that I was sick because it was so much fun and we did so many projects
We
and
did.
got to hang out with different people. So it sucks. The whole house was getting sick at that time.
I
It may or
know.
may not have been the thing that was going around. I don't know. But you know,
No doubt.
it was bad. We were all really sick, but we hung in there and made it happen. But 24, that's too many hours. That's where I
That
draw
was
the
it was a lot. It really was a lot, but it was a lot of fun, I will say. We had
What
a
I
good
should have
time.
done is just do like an hour for every 1,000 subs. You know what I'm saying? So like when
Hey,
you hit 8K, then you do an 8 hour live.
that's
When
a
you hit
great idea.
9K, you know, and
That's a
then you
great
just
idea.
yep, and then you just don't do that anymore once you hit 12. And then you
Yeah.
can just
You stay at 12, you're good. Because then we can all get out on the web and try and get you all these subscribers and go, okay, now you're at 36, so let's
yep.
go.
Whoops. That's where I just delete the channel and start over.
Oh, that would be fun. So anyway, we may need to try and figure out if we can't get a bunch of us together to do something like that again, because that was
Mhm.
so much fun. And then that
Yeah.
way it's not really on one person's shoulder. If we all, a bunch of us come together, then we can
Yep.
each, take a
Yeah.
small snippet and plan something and,
Yeah.
and do that. So
And not to plug like other places, but like Sewing Machines Plus just had their Sew Fest, and they kind of did it that way, where they have a lineup and a schedule,
mhm.
and different people come on and teach
Yes,
different things and showcase different things. And
yes,
then, like, if you're hosting it, then you just kind of pop in every once in a while and transition to the next thing, and that's kind of fun too.
yeah,
So that'd be
yeah.
really cool
So
for us within our smaller community to maybe put
mhm.
something together. I think that'd be
I think
great.
so. I think that'd be something good to shoot for, if nothing else, for the first of the year after everybody's gotten through the holidays and you're looking for something just to kind of
Yep,
get you going again. So
for sure, for sure.
that might be a good thing to try and figure out. So, all
That'd be
right.
cool. Something exciting to get us out of the winter funk, you
It
know?
would. It would. So all of you in the chat, that does not mean that you're not immune either. That means you may also get invited to be with us. So
yep. Ooh, I should gather all the Illinois people. We could like gather in somebody's craft room and do something all together. That'd be so
that'd
cool.
be fun.
That would be nice.
And you know, PJ Mommy, we're pointing at you too. Really.
I load up some paper in my sublimation printer, and I haven't even printed the files I'm using yet because I just made a last minute decision, of course.
That's okay. I didn't get everything printed out, but I brought down, because I totally kill all my files that I print, and so I went before market, and so then I'm kind of empty. I've got a few, so I can show you guys a few things. I'll show you some of the bummies that I've been doing. I'm waiting for my heat press.
Ooh, you're getting a new one?
No, I'm waiting for it to heat up.
Oh, waiting for it to heat up.
I desperately need a new one.
Right?
Yeah, this one's not big enough because I can get an 18 to 24 month bummy on there. I can get a 2 to 3 squeakly on there, and I have to be really careful to sew it that I get all the white when I sew it without taking the size out. And I'm maxed at that, and I've got so many requests for the bigger sizes in the stuff that I'm doing, and then I'm also doing harem shorts, and I want to start doing the harems in my fabric as well. And so I need the bigger heat press to be able to do that. So that's on my wish list for myself to make happen here sometime. So I was going to show you the shirts that I did to go with these little guys, because these the people at market are all about sets, and man, you get just the shirt, they want the pants. You get just the pants, they want a shirt to go with it. So just telling you guys, if you ever go to market, make sure you got your sets.
How cute is that?
There's that one.
Adorbs.
And then a blue bat.
Little bat. I can just imagine the coordinating bottoms with that. That's adorable.
So you've got.
Oh, I don't have to imagine. There it is.
There it is.
There we go.
That with that.
Higher.
Or that with that.
There we go. Ah, yes.
And so then. Cute.
Yes. I love that it can go for any of those.
And it can be boy or girl.
Oh, for sure.
You know. Sure. If you feel like one looks more one way or the other, then you've got another choice. So
there you go. There you go.
But I have so many people that are just buying them regardless. So they seem to think they're unisex.
But that's a really good point about the outfit, because people just, it's easier that way. They don't have to think about finding something to match. It's just ready to go. That's so cute. Robin is saying bye. She's got to go back to work. Bye, Robin.
Bye, Robin. And then this is the one from last year. So that's one of the winter. I wasn't doing Christmas, just winter. Mm-hmm. And then I've got pants to go with that, but they're not sublimated.
Right.
But I grabbed the motif out of the pants and found it the best I could. It's not the exact match. So.
Super cool.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find any more bummies here. Oh, these are fun for a little girl.
I love those colors. That's adorable.
And I didn't make this file. I found it. So, but you could easily make this file.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure.
So something that simple.
Yeah.
And then this is another one that's been fairly popular. So, with the rainbows, and then I have a rainbow shirt to go with it. So
that's so nice.
So it makes it. So what I'm trying to show you guys is I've got a pretty good variety here. And I just bought this. So it's up to your imagination after that, you know. And here's the other thing too that you guys can do if you want. You can mix and match.
Mix and match. That's so cute.
So this obviously we all know is from Joann's, but this could be sublimated.
Yeah.
And then you just buy the plain knit fabric if you wish. So just showing you there's other options out there.
And personalization too, because let's say somebody, like for a birthday, or somebody wants to put their child's name,
Yep.
you could use that, the solid, and then for that little skirt part, put the name all over it, kind of.
Yep.
That's so cute. People love that stuff. They eat up all the personalized.
Love these.
Yeah.
So this is just fleece.
Yeah.
That I bought. And then you get, the real soft back. And these are I just did different little clip art files and put them on there. So I cut them out, and each one of these is a separate cutout. And I just laid them on here and sublimated the whole thing. So
now, have you had to adjust temperatures at all for certain fabrics? Because sublimation is great on polyester because that's just how it works. But certain materials sometimes melt when they reach certain temperatures. So have you had to play around with that, or has it been pretty much the same?
I've been very lucky that I haven't had anything melt yet. I've tested a few things. I have had to do a little bit of a learning curve, and everybody's going to have to go through this. I went through a time where I couldn't understand why I was not getting a consistent printout, because one of the things that I did, and this is the example that, is it down here? Let's see. Yes. Okay. Is that my good example? Let me make sure I got, here's my better example. Okay. So these are a pair of bummies that I'm making out of that. So see how dark it is.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out why sometimes it would come out faded.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
It's a very slight difference on camera. I see it now. Yeah. Side by side, I can see. It's richer on the right.
It's like this is really faded, and then this is really dark. And it just baffled me for the longest time. I'm like, what is going on? Because I would do one, and then the next time it would be like this for no reason. And then I would get a couple like this, and then I'd get frustrated and walk away for a few minutes and come back, and then it'd start doing this again. I finally figured it out. I was doing, and you guys will have to check your own heat presses. This may not work for everybody's heat press, but I was doing 60 seconds at 400. And I was diligent about 60 seconds. Then I got a little lazy, and I was maybe a few steps away, and it'd start beeping, and I'd be like, okay, I'll get there in about 2 seconds. So I went, and it was probably more like 5, and I'd get there and it'd be faded. And I'm like, okay, left it too long. Well, then it started doing it when I wasn't leaving it too long. And I'm like, what is going on? I finally realized I was leaving it too long at 60 seconds. It needed to back down to 40, because that 40 to 60 was, you can hit an optimization point, and then all of a sudden, the longer you sublimate under that heat, the color starts going away. It starts pulling it back out. And I didn't figure that out for the longest time, and now I know. And so I'm doing 400, and it's got to be a solid 400, because if it goes down to 390, then I get that.
And that happens after each press. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get right back up to that temperature. Girl, I'm taking notes. I don't know why people watch me. We need to be watching. Everybody needs to be watching Connie, because she's got all the education.
So I've learned, when I walk away, instead of leave a gap, because a lot of times you'll walk away and leave it like this. Well, don't leave it swung away. Always make sure it's at least over. And a lot of times I leave it down, so that when I come back, this bottom plate is 400 as well. Because if the bottom plate is not 400, you're going to end up with that fade. So it's taken me a little bit to learn. I've ruined a few.
Wow.
And so now I've got a whole bunch of cute little fabrics that I'm going to be using for appliques or quilts or whatever, because I'm not throwing that stuff away just because it's lighter.
You can use it for sure.
Yeah, it just can't go into my my other stash. So I'm learning. And
that's really interesting. I want to mess with that too, because I'm one of those that if it's beeping, I'm like, oh, I have a second. I'll go get it in a couple seconds. It's fine. You know, everything's fine. And I'm curious because there's certain materials and certain things that, again, there could be inconsistencies, and I don't notice because a lot of times what I'm doing is one-off t-shirts,
Yes.
so I don't
Yep.
see it because I'm not producing mass quantities or a series of the same item like you do when you make
Yeah.
your bummies and your clothing pieces. So that's really interesting. I'll have to
Yeah.
make sure I keep that in mind. Thank you.
Yeah. 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 Because a lot of times, like you're saying, if you're just doing a shirt, say like you're doing this shirt, it
Hmm.
might come out a little tiny faded. And if your eye doesn't catch it,
Hmm.
it's okay. It's not like it's sitting next to something that's going to
Right.
show that it's faded. But if your eye doesn't catch it, then yeah, you might be doing yourself a disservice and not getting all of your color that you really need for the pop.
Hmm.
Barb, no, I'm not pre-washing the material. Nope, nope, not
Yeah.
pre-washing at all. Hey, Sonia. Hey, hey. Hey,
Yeah.
Christine. Good to see you too.
The
Even
only
though,
time I pre-wash anything that I sell is if it's a bleach tee, because you have to wash the bleach out of it. But again, even then, it's mostly water and just like a tiny drop of Tide, if anything. But it's best
yeah,
not to because of everyone's difference in the skin sensitivities and stuff like that. And it's not
and
considered new sometimes if you wash it.
yeah, well, and I'm from a different camp than that. I will wash my fabrics
Oh,
because
you do? Okay, cool.
I want them pre-shrunk because I don't want my customer to get a pair of pants. Now, I'm not doing obviously this because these aren't going to shrink.
Right.
Polyester is
Polyester
not
doesn't
going to
shrink
shrink.
like cotton does, for
Yes,
sure.
but if it's got any amount of a cotton in it, I wash it first so that, or linen, I make sure that that is pre-shrunk. Because
Yeah.
if my customer gets something and then they wash it and it's just fitting their child beautifully, and then it shrinks even just enough that it goes down a size, I'm going to get a bad review.
Oh,
And that
dang.
looks very bad on my shop.
What do you use? Do
So
you use anything like just regular detergent or
I use the one that's like for people who can't use detergent. So
like the
I
free and
use
clear stuff?
clear.
Okay,
No
that
smell,
makes
no
sense.
nothing. So I use that. That way it's safe for babies. It's safe for people with allergies. So you don't have to worry about it. Hey, Mary. Hey, Mary, Mary. So
Mary.
yeah. Anyway, so there's definitely people in both camps. So you figure out what's good for you.
Yeah,
There's no wrong, no right. You just do what's good for your shop.
for sure.
So, but I was raised being taught to always get the sizing out because the sizing also can cause problems with some people's skin.
That's a good point. Since I don't typically work with cotton that much, I didn't,
Hmm.
even think about that. I
Yeah,
mostly work with the polyester,
yeah. The polys I won't do because
Yeah.
I'm not worried about those. The cottons always have a sizing. The linen will shrink, and so I want my linen pre-washed. Plus, it makes it just feel better.
Yeah.
You want that customer's first touch on a linen to be a little softer than
Mm.
that just off the bolt kind of straw
Yeah.
like. It's so lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of floofs it a little bit, huh?
It does. It helps, and linen. The more you wash it, the better it gets too.
Mm.
So I'm like, let's help the process down the road a little bit on that one. So
Yeah, I need to learn all about that.
yeah,
That's
but it's
awesome.
good. It's all good. Okay, so I'm at 400. So anyway, each heat press is different. Just be aware if you're having problems. There's some tips for you.
Yeah.
And so when I finally get a new heat press, which I kind of have an eye on one, it's a 16 by 20 or a 16 by 24.
Ooh,
It's
nice.
fairly reasonable. I'm still waiting to see better reviews to see if it's worth it. And if it is, then I'm going to go ahead and hop on that one. But I also buy my sublimation paper on the roll. So I get a 13-inch wide roll and I cut it 8.5 inches wide.
Nice.
So when I finally get the bigger one, then I'm going to have to figure out a different roll that has a different dimension to it because I'm maximizing my roll when it's 13 inches wide. 8.5 wide to go through my printer is the widest I can go this way, but
Mm.
I can go as long as I want this way on your 8.5.
Yeah,
So I have the
that's
same
nice.
one you have, Liz. So,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Awesome.
you just have to go in and do presets, and I'll show that when I do the sublimation thing. I'll show you how to do your presets for longer pieces of the paper to go through your printer.
That's so cool.
So yeah. So
We
your
got
little girl.
24 friends with us, Connie. That's awesome. Guys, make sure you're hitting the like button for our friend Connie. If you haven't subscribed yet to Connie's channel, Scandy's here where we are right now. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You're going to learn so many things, and she's such a joy to be around. So you won't regret it. So go
Thanks,
ahead and
Liz.
pop that like and subscribe, guys.
Oh, Liz, you're a
She's
joy
one
to
of the
be
good
around
ones.
too.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm still waiting for my tacos, Liz. Still waiting for my
Tacos. Yes. Maybe when I go to Texas.
I know. I really want to drive up for the day. I just don't know if it's going to happen because that's a 4.5 hour drive for me to drive.
We're going to stalk you. We're going to track you down. I'm playing.
I know. And I'm going. I'm probably going next weekend. Small circumstance that there's just a small chance we may not make it next weekend, but there's a fiber festival next weekend. Ooh. And that's my other business. So I dye yarn and fiber for the knitting and weaving and spinning industries. And so the fiber festival that I usually vend in for that is next weekend in Dallas. And this is the first one since that terrible little thing we just all went through. And so me and my friend are going to go up and just kind of scope it out and see if it's bouncing back like I feel like I want it to before I spend the thousands of dollars it's going to take for me by the time I buy inventory and I pay for a hotel for like 4 or 5 nights and get my space. And
yeah, it's a big deal.
All the things.
For sure.
So we're going to go check it out this year. I'm sure it's going to bounce back because it's always
awesome.
A really good one. But
yeah, but that's a smart way to go about it. Yeah, no lie.
Yeah, I was on the fence. So, but it's kind of funny because I've got, for those of you that don't know, I've got fiber drying right here right now for an order. But this is roving. So this is what you spin into yarn.
You have so many skills, all the skills.
So anyway, if anybody's wondering what fiber is, this smells so sheepy too. When it's wet, sheepy smell. Some people love it.
I think most of us don't get to see it in that state before it's like spun and everything. That's so
cool. You don't. So anyway, but it has a lovely sheepy smell that I don't enjoy. So I'm always glad when it goes outside to dry.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I think my thing is definitely getting warm. Let me check again. Yep. Okay. So I also have been using this lately, and instead of butcher paper, I tried parchment paper because it was cheaper.
Yeah. Is it cheaper?
I'm just gonna try it. See, I actually like this better because I can see through it. I can see where things are at because every now and then I will press something and I'm like, oh, cool. And I open it up and the edge of my piece of my bummy folded under before I press it. And I open it up and I'm like, okay, there's no fixing that. I got a big old white spot right here.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
So I've had that happen a few times lately. And so I'm like, this parchment paper is going to probably help me to avoid that.
Yeah.
So anyway, how do I do this? I'm sure everybody's wondering, how does this look? And
so you got to switch, like you can click and drag to switch that camera to the big camera view.
Do I do it
on your here? Oh, you're on your phone, aren't you?
That's on my phone. So do I do it here or do I do it there?
Hold on. The computer, you can click and drag the other camera onto the big screen.
And then it'll make it bigger?
Should switch so that we can see what you're doing.
Okay, cool. Let's try that.
There we go. Oh, it's sideways. Let me see.
I know. I think I got to switch this.
All right. So everybody turn your head this way. There we go. Well, let's see if it'll flip by itself. Sometimes it'll automatically.
Sorry, guys. I hit the button. Hang on. That's the only bad thing about doing it on my phone is I always hit the button. That didn't change it, did it?
Yeah, sometimes it automatically fixes itself when you rotate it. I'm not sure.
It's weird. I wonder
but I mean, we can still see it a lot better now than it was on the other side.
Okay, well, that's good. All right.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can do this without dropping you guys. There. All right. So let's go over to the heat press. So this is just a 12 by 15. I don't have anything special, huge. So most people have the 12 by 15 or the 15 by 15.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I did forget, I wanted to do real quick. I can probably use this.
All right.
I want to protect
you
my
show us.
table.
I'm going to go ahead and modify my design and get it printing because I'm far behind you.
Go for it. Go for it. So I'm going to just protect my table. I'm going to put this here for the moment. Let me see if I've got anything else. Because that's one thing. These things get so hot.
You can warp your stuff. Yep.
Yeah. So I know the fabric can handle it and it'll be fine. I just want a small buffer. So you can put a towel there or whatever. Now, I don't use heat tape, really. I do on my T-shirts, but on the bummies, I don't. And it just doesn't move for me. So if you guys can get to where it doesn't move for you, then don't bother with this because this just takes extra time. But the T-shirts, I have to do it because it'll ghost on me, especially those little.
It's funny how the materials are different like that.
Yeah. Well, and I think
a
it's
lot
the
of trial
design.
and error.
I think it's the design because the design on the T-shirt is a color against white, where the design on the bummies takes all the white out. So you don't see if it ghosted just a little tiny bit, where on the shirt it's like, wow, you know. So yeah. Hey, Nancy. Nancy.
There she is.
All right. So I'm liking, let me see, where's my other one? I've got a white parchment that I bought as well, and I'm kind of almost liking that one better because I can see through it a little better. All right, so I know that's down. What I'm going to do now is I have my 8.5 by 13. Let's see. I'm going to do my Christmas one because you guys have already seen the Halloween one, and I want to do a Christmas print and see what that looks like. So we have Christmas coming up. So let's do one of those.
It's never too early for Christmas for me. I love it.
So I will,
Hi, Victoria.
With this being hot, I still lay it on there before I do anything because that's all the less I have to move it. But there's times when I'm prepping and I get into a printing rhythm where I've got one going and one ready to go.
That's nice.
Yeah, it works
pretty line.
good. Yes, it is kind of. So on this one, this is the 18 to 24. It doesn't 100% sublimate all the way. So I have to make sure I center it both directions so that when I go to sew these together, then I can get that white out of there.
Nice.
All right, so this is what we got going on here. This is how we do it. So this is the bummy back. And it's ready to go. And she's down. 40 seconds, 400.
There she goes.
There she goes. I know I did that one. I wonder if I've got it over here somewhere. So I was looking for it the other day too, and I'm like, okay, I know I started sewing that one together. Where did I put it? You know, that usual thing that we do. Here it is. So it just needs the top, the band. But there's what we're doing right now. So if you guys can see that or not.
Looks good.
Okay. So the other thing, if you're rushing, and it's just something you probably don't think about, but if you're rushing and you're already late and that thing's beeping, what's more important, lifting the handle or turning the beeper off? Lifting the handle.
Yeah.
Get it off of there as fast as you can. Now, the other thing I've learned too, a lot of times when you open this up, there's steam that comes out. Let the steam go ahead and settle. Now, if you don't want it to get too completely cooled off, as in your press, you know, you'll learn how to handle the stuff, but I will pull this and set it off to the side real fast and then keep my press hot while this steam is still going.
Yeah.
There's something about that steam dissipating that also affects the ghosting. So this is what it looked like. And then when I get done, there it is.
The reveal.
The reveal.
Perfection.
So it's like you just cut this out of that
Yep.
fabric.
No waste. Beautiful.
No waste. And then if you absolutely, when you sew it together, you do not like that pattern, you're not stuck in it. You got one, just one that you're dealing with. So
that's for sure.
So yeah, that is how easy that is, guys.
That's awesome. I'm still trying to line stuff up and print. I haven't even printed anything yet.
Yeah.
Because I want to see what you're doing. I don't care about what I'm doing. I want to see what you're doing.
So yeah. Anyway, that is that's how that works.
Awesome.
Anybody have any questions that I haven't seen yet?
Maria, she tried. It's just there's an issue with the rotation of the camera. She's asking to make the screen bigger so we can see, but yeah.
We tried, Maria. We tried.
Yeah.
We tried. It was not working. It was not playing well. Let me try this. Nope. Yeah, I don't know why the rotation is working and not working.
I'm not sure.
It's just weird.
Marissa's asking what the name of the fabric and where you're getting it from.
Joann's, and it's double brush poly. So yeah. Yeah. So also one thing, when you guys, if you're doing a bunch of these, remember a couple months ago when I showed you about keeping your sizes separated by having something to them in? Remember these things?
There you go.
Really, really important. And I've also gotten to the point too where as soon as I press this one, the back at least, I'll cut my size
Your tag
and put it on there.
Good idea.
So at least I've got the back. Now the rest of them you got to keep with it. That's where it gets a little kind of. So if you just are doing one size at a time, it's not a big deal. But sometimes if you're doing like all the sizes in one print.
Yeah.
And you can always have your pattern piece to go back against if you absolutely cannot remember. So just go back and fold this in half and pull out your pattern piece and match it up to the size that it is. It takes a lot longer, trust me. It's a place you don't want to go if you don't have to, but you're not totally lost if you've forgotten.
So, I'm struggling over here.
You're with
I'm just slow because I bought the seamless file and it's good when I line it up, but the print is bigger than I want it because it's a lanyard, right? This is going to be a thin strip.
Okay.
And so for it to be recognizable, I need to scale it down so I can actually see the faces of these villains. Otherwise, it's just a big colorful mess.
Okay.
So basically, I'm like scaling it way down, which means I need to do a lot of copying and pasting and lining it up to make sure it's, there's no gaps in there. So that's what I'm doing right now.
let me give you a shortcut on that, Liz.
Give me a shortcut on that. I'll take it.
Do you have Inkscape?
I do.
Are you doing this in Inkscape?
No.
Okay. Open Inkscape. It's super easy.
All right.
Super easy.
Opening Inkscape. Waiting for Inkscape.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Inkscape does take a little bit of time to open. It is a little bit of a slog. Okay, so at the top of Inkscape, do you see that X, Y, and then there's like a lock?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, click the lock so it's closed.
Okay.
Now bring your pattern in. So go import your file.
Import. This PC downloads. Got it.
All right. Now, make sure the grips are turned on to it so that you see all the grips around it and everything.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now, go up to the top where you see the X, Y, and then it has like two numbers that are the same. So it'll be like 12 and 12 or something.
Right.
Change one of those to probably try about a 6 or a 4. And then hit tab and it will scale it right down for you proportionately.
Hold on a second. 6. Come on, come on. Oh, it's in millimeters. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Go change it to inches. You can leave it in millimeters if you know, but I always put mine in inches.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, that's too small.
Yeah.
Okay. My mouse has the zoomies, I call it. Like for animals, it's when they run, but for me, it's when my mouse just starts zooming in way too far.
It starts going everywhere. Mine tends to get the zoomies too often too. I hear you.
All right, so I feel it
during a conference call.
Down.
Like, thank you. Not now is not the time.
All right, cool.
Okay, so keep playing with that until, if you put the background, so if you now go into document properties and change that outline of the sheet that you're going to print on to the size that your lanyard is.
Oh.
Then
I just wanted it to fit into a legal size paper because that's what I'm using to print on.
But if you want to see
strips of it, and then I'll sew them together.
Yeah, but if you want to see like the lanyard itself, like when it's done.
Oh, yes. So I can make sure it fits in that thing. So I can see
if you like the size. And then the minute you kind of know what size you like for that, all of those should, for the majority of your files, be the same.
Right.
So every now and then you're going to have one that you want it either way smaller or a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks. We're doing that.
So does that help you with sizing it a lot faster?
Yes, thank you.
Yes. It's all about saving time.
That's the thing. Yep.
So once you figure it out, it goes faster. It gets faster. Plus, most of your files tend to follow that same size.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. Kind of cool. So here's my funny from all my markets, and I've been sharing this with the girls in Discord. Yeah. So if I could ever go through a month where either a vendor or a shopper doesn't come up to me in my shop and go, "Oh, are these for dogs? Is this dog clothing?"
Wow.
Sure, people. Does this look like a dog? Does this look like a dog?
I can't sometimes with people, man. I don't.
I'm just like, really?
Yeah, that's why we put it on a baby mannequin.
And that's why I have all the sizes.
Right? In case you have a, 3 to 6 month puppy.
Yes. I'm just like, wow. Yeah. I just walk away going, how did some people make it through their day?
Right. How did they make it this long?
Yeah, I don't get it. Anyway, that's my funny. That's my funny. I've been running into it market. And I'm doing really good to keep the face from trying not to show this real funny look when they ask me that. But sometimes it's hard to control your face.
Seriously. It is really hard to control the face.
I'm just like, I hope you didn't see me inside go, ah!
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Sandy. Thanks for doing that. So, anyways. But all the things. So I've had some interesting requests, which are good, but you can't go down the rabbit trail with everybody's requests. It's tough.
Yeah.
At market, because they're looking for the full boutique shop sometimes of things, and that's great. But when it's just you,
Yeah.
and you don't have enough time for everything, so you really kind of have to concentrate on what you do and do it well.
Yeah.
So just kind of it's kind of like what we try and tell everybody on the Etsy shops or the online shops. Don't try and do all the things.
Right.
Just do a few things and do them very well.
Exactly. It's not that you can't do it, for fun or for whatever you want, for pleasure,
Yes.
but
Yep.
when you try to sell people all the things, they will always expect all the things,
Mhm.
and you're going to get burnt out, honestly.
Yes. And you're going to not guess correctly every time, because I'm having a hard enough time just guessing sizes and getting enough of the sizes, because 1 month I will sell out all of my 5 to 6, and and everybody the month before was asking for 18 to 24 months, so I stocked up on my 18 to 24 month, and nobody touched those that month, and the next month they all wanted the 5 to 6, and then the month after I stock up on 5 to 6, and then they all want 9 to 12.
Oh, for
So
real.
it just, that's just the way it goes. So you just
Mhm.
have to set yourself some, do the best you can on deciding, I'm going to make 5 of this, 6 of that, 2 of this, 4 of that, and don't beat yourself up, because that's just retail. That's just the way it goes. And I never make newborn, because as far as I'm concerned, they don't wear it long enough, and it's
Mhm.
really hard to sew because it's so tiny.
Yeah.
But yet 2 months ago, I had 3 pregnant ladies at market that were all due in December, all looking for newborn for Christmas.
Yeah. You never know. You never know.
I give up.
Yeah.
I give up. It
Maria's
just,
asking, when you sub, does white print out? No, it does not. It doesn't have a white base. So this is why it needs to be on lighter colors, because it's going to be translucent almost the same way as watercolors are. You can't watercolor basically on a black sheet of paper. There's no backing to it. It's translucent. It's almost like, I've said before, when you dye your hair, a lot of times they say, you have to lighten it first before you add color for it to
mhm.
pop. And it's the
Yep.
same way with the sublimation ink when it dyes the polyester. It has to be a light base. So yeah, if, for example, if you have a design where, like what I was going to do, what I'm doing with Villains, Cruella has a coat that's black and white or whatever. And I was going to use this light green fabric, but her coat would then be light green. It would not be white because it doesn't cover the fabric. It blends with the fabric. So if I wanted it, all the colors to be what they're supposed to be, I would use a white polyester fabric to sublimate on. Now, if I don't care, if there's a princess design and they want it to be on a on a pink, I could do a light pink shirt, but I'd have to keep in mind it's going to blend. It's going to be on top. It's not going to sit on top of it as a separate color. It's going to blend with whatever polyester fabric color you're sublimating onto. 32 friends watching. Yes. Good job.
Yay,
Thank you guys. Thank you for
yay,
watching. Thank you for
guys.
subscribing if you're joining us. I did share it on my channel. If you're coming over from Coffee Powered Home, subscribe to this channel. This is Scandies. This is Connie. She's amazing and has so much wisdom to share, and you won't regret it. So go ahead and subscribe.
Thank
She
you.
knows way more than I do. She knows like 500 times as much as I
Oh,
do. So let's do that. The man is
I, I,
calling, but
I don't know about that,
I'm
Liz, but that's very sweet. That's very sweet.
let me
All right,
message this
so
man. I'm
do
live.
we,
Leave me alone.
what? What'd you say?
The man is calling me, but I'm gonna text him like, I'm live, sir.
Yeah, sir. I'm a guest.
Yeah.
I'm being guested, not ghosted, but guested.
Yeah.
Okay, so the nice thing about the bummies too is the leg pieces. For the most part, I can get on one piece of paper on the 8.5 by 11. As you get into the bigger sizes, though, you're just going to have to pre-lay out some stuff. And the other thing I like about the legs and the waistband is when it gets folded over, the back doesn't show. So you can reuse your pieces of parchment paper because it doesn't matter if the back gets sublimated on from what you were using before with that parchment paper because it's hidden on the inside. So I save on the paper on those areas. And I just grab any piece, but I use brand new pieces for the front and the back because the inside will show if there's something that gets sublimated on. So there's little ways of saving some money here and there.
All right. My stuff is printing finally, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on Miss Florida. Ashley's here. Hey, Sonia. Hey, oh, Sonia's been here. Just kidding.
So I was impressed with myself that I didn't forget how to use StreamYard. I was really shocked. I got on and I was like, oh yeah, there's that. Oh yeah. And then the only problem I had, which all of us seem to have at times, is the sound, that audio critter.
Yeah. It can be a butt sometimes.
It was a real butt. And then my trusty headphones were being a butt, and I'm just like, really? So anyway, as you can see, there is just a little bit of shadowing here from the Christmas one I did, but it's not going to show because when I sew them and they get folded, it's going to be like this. So you won't even see it. So try and save yourself a little bit of money on things you can. So there's the leg pieces. Can't see it, can you? So. And I'm hoping
back again.
What's that?
We could see it on the other screen, but isn't it fun to have to be switching screens sometimes?
Yeah.
There's like shortcuts and things, but I haven't memorized those yet.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. This is only like my second or third time with it, but just the fact that I've got the second one makes me happy.
Yeah, for sure.
If I could just see, why am I being so stupid? Hello. I've got
I don't remember any of my measurements for last time. I'm going to just grab my old lanyard.
You're good. Okay, so this is how silly I am, and I'm going to show you guys. Look at this. So here's my setup, and I have you guys here. Why don't I have you up here until just now? I am such a blonde some days. Let me tell you guys. So now I can see better. I can read the things. Wow, man. Oh, that is just, life is so much better with you guys on the big screen. On the big screen.
I've got my lanyard from last year.
Yay! Okay, let me put you on big so you can show everybody.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Oh. This is my lanyard from Dax. It's got my little badge because Anna is my first name, but I just don't use it. But anyways, this is we did Looney Tunes last time.
How cool.
So I managed to at least get the central part of their faces in the thing.
Oh,
I had to fix it. I did it wrong last time, but basically,
so
So we're going to do that again with villains. So I'm just going to measure this and account for whatever stuff is, folded over. We'll figure it out. You know how Liz does. We just figure it out, and
I'll just roll with it. And that's why we always tell all you guys, don't just roll with stuff. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
No, I did not make the badge holder part. Was this one from? I bought one from Nancy that I have somewhere. I don't remember. Somebody gave me this one. I don't remember if Nancy also gave me this one. Nancy, did you? I don't know if she fell asleep. I know she had jumped onto the live, but she was going to take a nap.
Yeah.
Nancy, if you can hear me, did you give me this?
Yeah.
I think she brought some to Dax, and I switched it out because this one matched better than the pink sparkly one that I had bought from her back in the day when I first met her. But no, I did not make it myself. Maria's asking, did I sub? No, this one actually had the fabric from. This was just a sewing project. I didn't sublimate this one. I found the Looney Tunes fabric at a Joann, I believe, and so we just went with that. But this time, we gonna put some villains on the thing. So, all right, my sheet has printed. The colors are obviously off because that's how it is when you print it, right?
Yep. Looks
Faded,
good,
not vibrant. The greens look blue and all that good stuff. So, but here's our 8.5 by 14. I'm gonna slice it up, you know, at the appropriate width and sublimate some fabric if I can find
this is
it.
the one. Is this the one that you did on Inkscape and you got it to the size that looked good on Inkscape?
Yeah, I scaled it way down because I wanted to get as many faces as I could.
I'm excited to see how that comes out for you now, to see, you know, if that made it easy for future reference for you.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So yeah, the way I have it lined up, I should be able to, let me see the width of this lanyard here. Pretty sure I did it right because I kind of winged it. I just made it really, really, really small. I should get Evil Queen, Scar, Hades. There's Ursula. I'm like, where do the classics go? Ursula, Cruella, of course. All the peoples, all the bad guys, if you will. All right, so I'm assuming that I need double the width of this fabric, of this lanyard. This is where I just wing it. I just look at things and we'll figure it out. Okay.
One thing I'm learning too, guys, is if you do these bummies and you do some of these 8.5 by 11 sizes, and you feel like there's a lot of the paper left over that you're not sublimating onto fabric and you feel like it's a waste, what I did was I would move the piece, and let's say this one, like I'm going to do it on this, I would move it way up to the corner like this on the paper, and then I would cut this paper and save that just to do pieces of fabric for applique or whatever later on. And so you're not losing all this ink to nothing. So I've got a whole bunch upstairs of just these little scraps of the paper that I cut from around here. Trying to figure out where I'm at. Yeah. So say like this
on the screen. They don't need to look at me.
Yeah. So say like this was only this size, and I didn't want to waste all of this paper. I would cut it before I sublimated it. So I would cut it and then save that paper to use for scrap fabrics for something else.
Yeah, like cups and things that only need a little bit of fabric.
Yep. So don't feel like you can't do that, and absolutely try and get the most out of all this that you can.
Yeah. I'm going to measure this over on my work table. Throw yourself back on the screen, Connie. This is your house.
You are good. I just wished you were here.
Yeah, that'd be so much fun.
I know, isn't it?
I feel like I've fallen in love with traveling, that I feel like I'm going to just try to visit everybody at some point once I'm able to. We'll make our way around. We'll make the round.
And who's to say that we won't have some of the festivals down here in San Antonio too? So it's very possible it could happen that a festival is down here of some kind.
Awesome. Okay, let me measure this.
So yeah, Dallas isn't always the special city. It might even be in Austin, because I know Austin has a lot, and Austin is the same distance from me as San Antonio. So anything's possible.
What's 18 times 2?
36.
Thank you. All right, so we're gonna cut. What I'm gonna do is cut 3-inch wide strips of 36 inches long for the fabric. And then I could probably, let's see. I printed out 2 of these. I thought I printed out 2 of these. Maybe not. Just kidding. Let me start printing another one. Roll print. Here we go.
So do you guys like this camera where you can see down like this? Is that good for you? Linda, I will be in DFW next weekend for the DFW Fiber Fest. So, yeah. Yep, yep.
Oh, Naomi says she's open for visitors. We're all going to Naomi's house.
Yeah. Yeah. Naomi, where are you? Are you in SA? I know there's somebody that comes on the chat quite a bit that's in SA.
Oh, dang. My fabric is buried under a ton of fabric in my fabric bin tub thing.
Go digging.
I'm going to be off
North
cam for a minute. Keep yourself back on the screen, girl.
What's that?
Everyone's going to stare at my chair.
Oh, come on. No, go fabric diving. You're okay. Go fabric diving. I like your chair. I wanted to see it anyway. I saw it the other night. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a gift from a friend on the Discord.
Oh, nice.
To remain nameless, but thank you.
Nice.
Friend on the Discord.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So what is everybody else working on right now? Okay, Sonia, that's good to know because I've got you. Let me try this. There. How's that, Sonia? Is that better? Then I've just got to move you. Let's see.
Or at least do the view where we're all equal.
Okay. All right, Liz. There we go. Let me see. Let me try this one. No, I think I like this better. Less you guys have to look at. Now, at least maybe I can try and adjust this and see if there's any way. There we go. So you guys can see that a little better. There we go. Okay. I see this is what I'm talking. I don't know if you guys can see this. Whew, this is warm. So like this little piece right here folded over when I was sublimating. No big deal. This little tiny bit I'll be able to sew off, but recently it was like I'd pick it up and like this much of it would come up white because it accidentally folded. And I don't know how that happens after I get this put on there and I know it's on there straight and on there without anything folded. It's somehow when I move this over, I don't know what happens. Magic happens under there that I don't like and it becomes folded sometimes. So just saying, I got a little something going on down under there that.
You doing magic tricks now, Connie?
It's doing magic. I don't know. Me and this heat press sometimes are at odds.
Okay, so I found this polyester fabric. It is, oh, it's a knit. Okay, well, it's a one-way stretch knit. I'm going to go with it anyway. Why not? We're going to make a lanyard out of a knit because that's what I have. So we're going to do it. So I'll cut a strip out of there and
there you go.
Hi, Naya. Hi, everybody. A purse pal. What is a purse pal? Naomi says, I'm making a purse pal after spending 3 hours fixing the tension on my industrial. That sounds fun.
No, and fixing tension on an industrial is frustrating as heck.
Yeah. I mean, the purse pal sounds fun. Fixing your machine sucks.
When I have to fix the tension on my industrial, which is, okay, right back here, you can kind of see the edge of my table. If I have to spend more than 10 minutes at it, I literally walk away and go, we'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty much.
And we'll see if it has a better attitude in the morning. And when I come back, it's fixed its attitude. So
yeah,
I've kind of learned what I have to do to make it work better. And if that doesn't work, then it and I need to have a little talk.
Yeah. Miss Naya in the chat says, I'm over here. She's doing fall listings. She says, I'm
Ah,
so behind. Girl, get
yeah,
on it. Yeah. I'm ready for Christmas already, girl.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
probably still okay for fall. Fall's going to be around for a while, but
Yep,
I
you
get
got
to
it.
it.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to cut this. I'll be right back.
All right. Feels good to be back, guys. Sorry I took such a long break. Sometimes life just kind of overwhelms you,
Oh, girl.
you
Yes.
know?
I feel that all the way, girl.
Yeah. And
For
I kind of
sure.
had to get myself into a place where I felt like I could handle doing and StreamYard and you know?
And all the things. Yep.
Yeah. So you can see here what I'm talking about, how I've got just a little bit of white at the top that I'm going to have to, when I sew these, I just have to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that should 99% of the time get caught in the seam. But once I'm
Yeah.
done,
That's super thin.
yeah, you just make sure. And then the good thing that you can't see this, but it did ghost just a little bit here on the word boo. But nobody's really going to see it because
Right.
we've got that blue background going on. So it's not really even going to show, and I'm not going to worry about it. So
That's right.
don't be super hard on yourself when it comes to that. And if you guys can't see that, I'll show
Yep.
you.
Don't sweat the tiny things.
Yeah. And it doesn't want to, and here still it doesn't want to focus. Anyway, so like the boo right there,
Yeah.
you can kind of see it ghosted just a little bit, but I'm not worried about it. That's what I like about doing these little fabric pieces like this that don't have the white around it, is you can have a lot more fun. It's a lot less stressful. If you have a little screw up, it's really not a big deal.
Right.
But if it's got white around it and you ghost, it almost like it magnifies it.
Yeah.
So I cannot tell you how many shirt fronts I've ruined because it ghosted just lightly in one area. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
And so I've learned too, though, with those shirt fronts, I can reuse most of the fabric on there if I'm doing it on bummies.
Yeah.
And I don't have a whole lot of fabric waste. I just fold it in half, and then I usually use it for like the leg part or the waistband part.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way, if there is anything that is sublimated on one side, it gets folded over onto the back side, and I make sure it's a dark print on the front. So
Yep.
I am not losing my fabric.
There you go. Okay. So my thing is cut. I got this long 36-inch strip of polyester fabric, right?
Yep.
So Naomi was asking, how are you going to line it up? I don't know. I don't know. We're going to cut this paper up and cover all the white and cross our fingers. And listen, I'm no stranger to having to line up prints. That's the thing here. So I have that I don't have the cool roll situation set up, and then also, I'd have to line it up anyway because of the limitation of the heat press anyway.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and just hack away at it and just cover as much as I can, about 15 inches at a time. Well, I guess, let me see, 15. Yeah, that'll have to be. And then I want to do both sides of it too. So that's going to take a little bit of time. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
You're going to do it. It's going to be all right.
Yes. Naomi says, Liz, you crack me up. Girl, I don't pretend to have all the secret answers, right? We just do the thing. It's in the words of my neighbor Carolyn, it's fabric. I don't know. It's fabric. We do it somehow.
So let me show you a little trick that I do when I'm doing a bunch of these at one time. So I get them all sublimated. I do this when I cut them out, and then I do this again when I sublimate them. So I've got all the pieces laid out, right? And then I take them and I just make a little burrito.
I love burritos.
I know, you make a little burrito.
Nom,
and then that way, when you go to sew, you pull a burrito out and all your pieces are there. You've already got your size on it, and they're not going to get screwed up. And then you go put it back in the number, the sized whatever container you're using to keep your sizes in. And you can quick like count too. How many do I have? If you're just sublimating a whole bunch. So you can tell usually by the color, you can pull it back just a little bit, or you can do the print on the outside, however. So you know that if you're doing batches and multiples, how many you're getting.
Nice.
So that makes me so hungry, but burritos. It's all about
Everyone's excited about burritos, apparently. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Naomi, explain what a purse pal is. Purse pal is in place, stripped down version of a wallet. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Nice.
All
Got
right,
it. So like a mini wallet, or just
we're
like a
getting there now. Yay. Okay. I think I'm finally getting this figured out, guys. I didn't get to play with StreamYard enough before I went AWOL. So all right, let me see what I'm missing here. I got a sleeve. Okay, so here's the other nice thing. So those of you that are remembering when we did the t-shirt sew along, well, that's this t-shirt pattern that I'm sublimating. Okay, so I'm making my own t-shirts, and I'm doing it mainly because this fabric is so soft, and everybody at market, literally, they will walk by, oh, that's really cute, and they touch it, and they literally come back and go, get over here and touch this, it's so soft. I can't tell you how many times I sell things because it's so soft. Funny. So I carry as much as I can, so I take the little extra time it takes to make these rather than buying them. A, because it's so soft, and B, because then the fabric drapes the same for the bummies as it does for this. But you could then sublimate your sleeves in a pattern, and your neckband in a pattern, and do all that kind of thing. And then you've got your front could stay, white, or you could sublimate the white if you get the right size printer and can do all the sheet sizes and everything. You can make this either just a plain color, and just do just fabrics without the design on, or leave this white, put the design on, and then your sleeves and your neckband are sublimated in a print or a color. You can do plain colors too. You don't have to do prints on sublimation, because I have sublimated. I'm making this.
I've done that before when I needed applique that I didn't have fabric for.
Yes,
like, I needed this project tonight and I don't have time. The store's closed. Hey, print the color you need, sub it, and bam, you have all the applique that you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I needed this color to match this, and I knew I couldn't go to the store and find it. But boy, I can do that on Inkscape with all the Pantone colors, and I can get this color in a heartbeat. So that's why when we do that Inkscape thing, guys, I think I'm going to blow your mind with the way I open your doors for creativity and design.
Oh, and we love that. We love a good open door.
It's going to surprise you how easy it is. It is just
love is an open door, some would say. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, Sandy, this is double brushed poly.
Yeah.
Double brushed poly.
Victoria asks, how do you sew your lanyard? Girl, I don't remember. It was a year. It was like forever ago. It was in April, I think. We'll figure it out. I'm pretty sure I'm going to like fold it in and then fold it again, and it'll be about an inch wide, and I just top stitch that sucker somehow. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Maria, yeah, I do kind of sew fast, but I also have that Juki industrial serger that everybody will have seen on all my live sew-alongs. And that thing moves pretty quickly. So it's not necessarily about sewing fast in the sense that I do things fast, but sometimes you have to have a machine that also will sew through things and also have a bit of a speed to it. So, and also be careful, guys, on your heat press that you keep your cord when you pull it away from the top of the heat press, because it will melt your cord. So just always be double careful. Don't lay it up here either, because the top is super hot. You've always got to keep it away. And I really don't want to lay it on this white fabric either. So let me find my, we can use this paper. There's some paper right there.
Something that's kind of a given. If you're sublimating something small or skinny, instead of doing a whole sheet, you could just fold it in half to cover bottom and the top.
There you go.
So I do that instead of putting a whole bottom and a whole top. You just kind of burrito it, taco that sucker, and then fold it right over. Save yourself some parchment paper, butcher paper. There you go.
And I tend to use the same sheet on the bottom part of mine all the time. I never seem to have anything leach through. So if you don't, you can do that. And then all of a sudden, when I've used it for like a really long time, I'll pick it up and it is burnt so bad, it just falls apart in my hands. It's so brittle. It's hilarious.
Yep. Just waiting I'm doing 400 for 60 seconds too. It's my go-to, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll have to look at what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to sublimate the whole thing. It doesn't really matter, like with the ghosting and all that stuff. So I didn't tape it either. But yeah, like you said, if it's a design in the center of a big white shirt, then that stuff stands out when it goes.
Yes, it's crazy. Okay. Let's see what I got here.
Naomi's getting hungry with all the burrito references.
I know. Oh,
same, girl, same.
And I don't know how I do this. I swear, you know how when you wash your socks, there's something that eats your socks when it comes out of the dryer and you always end up.
The sock monster. Dang, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I got that monster with all of my stuff that I cut out too, because I'll cut out all my blanks and I will cut out a shirt front and a shirt back and the sleeves and the neck and roll it together. But when I get done and I'm starting to sublimate, all of a sudden I'm missing a couple shirt fronts or shirt backs. I've got pieces that are missing partners. And I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
So
I don't know if it's show up well on the screen. It's really tiny and kind of dark and busy, but that's okay. That's what that's the file that I got.
Hold on, girl.
And I do need to, again, this edge doesn't matter. This white edge that didn't get covered doesn't really matter because it's going to get folded in and then folded in again, kind of. So I'm not too concerned about the outsides, but it won't focus. But it's got a lot of villains. Come on, focus, camera, please.
How did that scale work for you on Inkscape? Do you think it's going to be good?
Everything's small. I knew it had to be because the finished lanyard is just going to be about 1 inch wide. So that means that's some tiny little faces and stuff.
Yeah, but that's cute.
Yeah, my camera's not good at the reproduction of the colors very well, or focusing apparently. But it's almost like a stained glass version with all the little villains kind of throughout it. So we're just gonna do that all the way, and I want to do it on both sides. And yeah, so I'm just gonna keep going with that. Okay, put me away. Yo.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, we're back to equals again.
Don't look at me.
Oh, please.
Oh, I want to move quick because it gets hot in here pretty fast.
That's the other thing. When I sublimate upstairs, oh my gosh, I can't get enough fans in that room up there. It is just sweating, and then you have the lights on, and I'm like, no. And it's so nice when I'm down here in the studio because it doesn't get nearly as hot.
Yeah.
Nobody tells you you're going to work in a sauna when you're doing this sometimes.
And so because this design is stained glass and very busy, it doesn't really matter how I line it up if it's the right, honestly. If I was selling it, for sure, but like I just want to get this print all over it. I'm not too concerned if it matches up perfect. Weird. But I'm going to guesstimate it anyway.
Yeah. All right. I showed you guys now. Now I'm doing the where did I put that thing? There it is.
That's a fun game.
I do not like that game.
No, me neither.
That game frustrates me.
I keep turning my monitor to try to get a better view of where I am, but
yeah.
They're on the work table somewhere over there.
Okay, so if you guys do the sublimation of the bummies, the one thing I'm going to tell you is when you cut the waistband, they tell you to put it on a fold, and then you end up with this long piece. Well, you have to cut it in two pieces. So you don't, that fold part where it says place on fold, you're going to cut that. But then you have to account for that seam. So let me show you real quick what you do. And it's super, super easy. And that's what I've been messing with over here, is trying to get my fabric folded to show you guys. And then I'll bring the camera over here. So don't you fret. I will have you where you need to be as soon as I find my cut piece. All right, 9 to 12. We're going to do that one. Let me move you guys so you can see what I'm doing. I kind of like having my phone mobile like this so that I can move you around.
Yeah.
Instead of having to set you up for everything. And I can see what I'm doing on the screen because I got smart and finally put it on the big screen. Ugh. Okay.
Yeah, that's nice.
See how this says place on fold? There. So this is going to end up being cut. You can still place it on the fold. Don't worry about that. You can just cut it after. But what we're going to do is we're going to account for the seam measurement. So I'm going to say place on fold like this. Make sure I got everything lined up. That's it. Now, you see how there's about that much difference in size on these? So you're going to take, and you're just going to kind of eyeball it. But if you want to measure it and be specific, you can. So I'm going to go up, or you can take the next piece size up if you want. But since this is enough for a seam measurement, it's a little healthy, but it's not bad. I'm just going to use the size difference. And a lot of times I don't have that extra piece and I don't want to spend the time going to look for it. So that's why I'm showing you guys how to do this. So you don't have to always try and find it. So you can kind of see this is there because this accounts for one seam, but we have to have another seam over here. So then you go ahead and just cut this out. I'll show you. So I've cut that out. Now we've got this half piece. There's several ways you can do it. You can open it up and measure it if you want, or you can take your scissors and you just cut like that. And it's easier. I'm trying to show you guys here by doing it this way, but it's easier if you get it on the edge of the table so that your hand, you know, is laid the way it is, but you just cut it right along the edge. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real fast here because it's kind of creating a real jagged cut. Not that that's going to matter because my serger will cut all that off. You know, when you've got the serger with the knife, you don't have to have these super clean cuts. So don't worry if it's a little jaggedy. But then there, that's cut. And then now it's small enough to go on my pieces of paper to sublimate because before it was too long. So I created an extra seam by doing that. Yes, I created a little extra work, but it was worth it because I want special prints because I want to be special. You know,
you are special, Connie. So special.
Everybody wants to be special.
I'm a different kind of special.
Yeah. So anyway, that's how, you know, you just got to, when you do stuff like that, just kind of think about, am I taking away or adding something? And then that's how you can adjust things to make them work like you need them to.
It's getting longer.
Mia! Is it Mia's birthday?
One more.
Mia, is it your birthday?
Here, and then we do it all over again on the other side.
Mia, do I have to sing happy birthday to you?
Happy birthday, Mia!
Mia! Happy birthday! Okay, so since Mia's in the house, I was gonna do this a little later, but we'll do it now. So I will do my fabric haul that I got from Mia not too long ago.
Haul time. Yes, let's do it.
Yes. Fabric haul, fabric haul. And Mia, I'm going to show you the giraffe. You missed the giraffe romper. I was showing them earlier. Okay. The fabricbomb.com fabric haul.
The fabric bomb. Yes.
Okay, so everybody saw the giraffe. We saw that earlier. I have cows. Just like what Liz showed you for her name tag, only it's in bullet.
There you go.
Then I got the cute little llamas. And you know, guys, I think I'm going to do skirted bummies with these because I want to do just the skirt in this and then the bummy in like a peach or a hot pink or something underneath.
That would pop really nice.
That looks super cute. So I'm excited to do that as skirted bummies. And then I got the minky for the boys or girls in the baseball with the matching cotton. So there's the baseball print. And last but not least, we have more minky for Christmas for blankets in the cute little deer. So there's the fabric haul. Now, Mia, let me show you. I swear, scissors hit the floor more times than not.
So Maria pointed out a very good point that if I'm folding it in and top stitching it over, I don't need to sublimate the back.
And that's okay. Hey, you just gained with me when I went, well, I can't see you, but then I realized there was the big screen right there and I said, maybe. Yeah, okay. So,
listen.
It's one of those days.
I haven't had any Coke today.
I know.
Yes.
I hear you. Okay, Mia. Here's the romper. Oh, his one leg came undone. So, but Mia, I wanted to show you this. I've been excited to show you how that came out. So I just got to do the snap closures and we will be good, huh? So.
Awesome. I love that. That's adorable.
I know. This just, romper. When I saw that fabric and I knew I had this romper pattern that was brand new, I was like, I have to do that romper in this giraffe. Have to.
All right. Let me finish up.
Okay. So let me go put my fabric haul away. And I actually, you got a good fabric haul when you have to carry it like a baby on your shoulder.
Yes.
All right, so it's been a while. It's time for a Bear sighting. You guys haven't seen Bear in a while. It's time for a Bear sighting. Here's the Bear. Hi. It's been a while. He's like, why'd you wake me up from the nap? What's going on?
You have to help me virtually pet him. Hold on.
Yeah, no kidding. There you go. Okay. He's like, okay.
You got to do it on your end so it works. There we go. There we go.
I'm trying to keep him from, he wants to jump down just a little bit. Not totally, but a little bit.
Yeah, he's scoping out where he can jump real quick.
Yes. He's like, I was having a nice nap on the couch back there, and I don't understand what just happened, but put me down. Yeah, while I'm here, I'm going to check out the water bowl. Yeah, he was done. So. What are you cooking, Mia? We've been talking food. We've been talking burritos and tacos. So please tell us you're cooking.
Yes.
And I promise, guys, next time I will announce the live. I will give you a heads up. This was kind of a quiet going live just because I wanted to make sure in case I was having technical problems, I didn't have people sitting there waiting for like a half an hour while I was working through technical problems. We've all went through that when we first were figuring it out. So I was like, okay, let's just assume we're going to have some this time and go with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other thing I've noticed on some sizes, also to get away from using the 8.5 by 11, if you just want to get the 8.5 by 13, this is the waistband. On the smaller sizes, I just flip my print on Inkscape, and I'll go through that when I do my Inkscape tutorial. Super simple to flip your print. So you'll have it going a certain direction to print on the 8.5 by 13 so that you can lay your bummies out correctly or whatever else you're doing. And then you've got to have your print going this way for the bummy top, which it's going this way on the bottoms anyways, but we're doing it in a rotated direction. So I had to rotate my print. So the small enough sizes fits across the 8.5 by 11 pretty well. And even some of them, if it has just a little bit of white here, that's fine. That's going to be in your seam. But then I start getting into the bigger sizes, you know, I think 12 by 18 I can't do this on. I have to take it back to the 8.5 by 11 and do one at a time. So you guys will find that out as you play with stuff like this. The first couple of times you'll do it all the same way, and then your brain will start reworking it on how to make it A, more efficient because this prints 2 at 1 for me, and B, how to save yourself a little time and money. So
Children, please stay alive, at least till I'm done.
oh, Mia's making garlic shrimp and mashed potatoes. You
Ooh, sounds
me
good.
anything, Mia. That sounds amazing. Is Lauren on, Naomi? I haven't talked to her in so long. Is she on here with us, or? I was just kind of curious since you mentioned her. You have anything else fun going on tonight, Mia? Since it is Saturday and it's your birthday? That only happens once every 6 years. Yeah, I didn't see her, Mia. I was just wondering if I missed her. And it's amazing how long 40 seconds really is when you're waiting on something, and how short it is when you walk away to go do something. Just saying. I don't know if you can see steam rising, so I'm just going to give the steam a second. What? There. Now I have the prints for Christmas for the one that I had partially made. So now this is
Those are super cute.
Yep, this is now the waistband.
Yes.
So,
Love
I
it.
got to come up with a, I got to find a clip art that I like for the shirt to match it. So I haven't found anything yet that I think is the perfect one. So.
All right. So the length of this is sublimated. And again, that little edge doesn't matter because it's getting folded in and then folded in again. So we're going to end up with a lanyard, kind of that width, I guess. And it's hard to see because it doesn't want to focus, but there's got a bunch of little faces, and then it has like a stained glass effect. So it's not super obvious, but I'll know. And of course, I'll pair it with a villain's bleach tee to complete the look. Right? So
Yeah.
it'll be a vibe. It'll be a vibe.
Oh, very cool. So you got the scale right on first try.
I mean, so.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I just had to get it down to so I can fit as much faces as possible in an inch. Obviously, it makes it less visible from far away, but it's a lanyard. Like, who's going to be looking at the lanyard except for me?
And if somebody is that close to you, they better be hugging you. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. I need to include, like, if you can read this, you are too close.
Back away a little bit.
Turn off Florida because she's way too hot for she's out of my league. That's how hot she is.
Yeah. Oh, I get it, Mia. No, I'm right there with you. No, we don't want the littles burning down the house. They can cook for you for the rest of your life once they're old enough to know how to cook. So your window is very short that you have to do it because their window for the rest of their life is a lot longer.
All right. So I'm pretty sure when I did this last time, I folded and then we did some ironing to press it so it'd be easy to sew. But today we're just going to hack away and maybe use some clips, if anything. Like, yes, we're doing it the not so fancy way.
All right. So every now and then too, I get carried away and I'll just do one. And then it's like, oh yeah, now I got to go back and do all the others to match it. Because I start realizing I'm running out of time when market comes, and I'm like, okay, got to stop right there. So, but that's okay because, you can do those kinds of things.
Yep.
So let me show you, since you guys saw the zebra, I'll show you that zebra print completely done. And I'm just doing this to give you guys ideas. So there's the zebra bummies. And then here's the shirt that goes with them. So it says, don't grow up as it falls. So anyway, there you go.
Love it.
Oh, that's good, Mia, that they're all in the kitchen with you. I know it's probably kind of annoying for them, but those are good family memories.
Yeah. So basically what I'm trying to do is fold in both edges about a 1/2 inch, right? I'm folding it and then folding it in half so that these raw, if this was a woven, these would be the raw edges, end up tucked inside. So you tuck the end, fold it over, and then you're supposed to iron it, and then you top stitch along this edge to catch those folds, and then you top stitch on the other edge just so it looks nice. And then you end up with the 1 yard strip with both of the raw edges hidden inside. So that's all I'm doing next. But again, I'm thinking it'll work.
It will
Whether
work.
it's the official way or not, it'll work.
It will work.
That's all that matters. Get the job done. Now we'll see if the machine behaves adequately. Knits make me, I love knits, but they make me nervous with the machine.
Mia. Yeah, you're like all those memes where you can't even go to the bathroom without somebody following you there.
Correct, Maria. In this case, there isn't really a need to sew it. I mean, you could, I guess, serge it on the inside and then flip it inside out and then just press it. That would be actually, that's probably an easier way to do it, like a scrunchie, like a really thin scrunchie kind of thing with no elastic inside. Oh dang! See, Maria, why are you saying things that are good ideas?
You're like,
why do
people have to bring up the good ideas? Yeah,
right. This is just how I learned it. I don't know. I don't know, Maria. Jump on the live. Show me how it's done. Thank you. That's a good suggestion for next time. Or if I mess this one up, I would just cut it thinner then, because I was accounting for all the folding. But yeah, it's, yeah, I don't know. That would make sense. Inverted.
Well, Maria, you just now have a video you need to make for everybody. Just saying.
Right. You're good, Maria. Yeah. We'll call it the Maria method.
Steam, 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 steam.
Ooh, that's gonna look so cute. I love that. The gingham is super cute.
And I plan on doing red and black for Christmas.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Again, that the power of being able to personalize it. That's awesome. Just switch it up for each season.
The part I noticed too when we were going back to talking the temperature and the fading, I had problems with my heat press not being hot enough on this one, and it showed in a heartbeat that my black was not black. So again, keep trying, guys. You've just gotta figure it out, and then the minute you screw it up is where you learn, and then you'll know after that what you did. So kind of remember right away if something gets screwed up, what you just did, or notice like my temperature or something wasn't a full 400, or when I put it down it was 400, but then all of a sudden it dipped down to 388. If you see your temperature go straight down after you put it down, obviously this is why I do this, to keep it hot, but it didn't stay hot. So yeah. Yes, absolutely, Sandy, perfectly fine, go for it.
It wants to roll up. I might have to bust out Tito. I mean, the heat press is still hot. I could just do that, I guess.
Mia, I don't know if Maria has a YouTube, but I'm putting pressure on her to have one if she does.
Yes, she does. I'm pretty sure she started one very recently. So y'all can check out.
Yeah, and that's true, Mia. I had to pull my pressure up too. Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up, because that was the other thing, was my pressure was set too hard. So good point, Mia. Yep, forgot about that one. See, it takes a village in here.
Yep.
Everybody.
We're all figuring it out.
Yep, everybody's got good tips. It's not about one person, it's about all of us coming together. Stable it. Hey, Sandra. Thought you could join us.
Oh. Sorry if y'all can hear my kids being rambunctious. That's okay. How they do.
It's all right. The dog's upstairs for a reason, because she has been testing my patience the last 2 days. Yeah. She is all that and a bag of chips and Zoomies, and and then she's been talking back a little bit to me. Gets a little spicy, and it's not a bad, but it's a feisty. Yeah. It's a real cute.
Got a little sassy on you.
But I'm after her trying to tell her to be good, and she thinks I'm playing with her, and I'm like, no, I really mean you need to stop.
She's just
She
like, you're
forgets
funny,
how,
Mom. You're
yeah,
funny.
she forgets how big she is. She thinks she's still this tiny little puppy, and I'm like, okay, you're 3.5. When are you going to realize you're not a puppy anymore?
I don't think they do.
I don't think she does either, because she still tries to sit in my lap, and I'm like, you're
Yeah.
huge. Yeah, I know, Mia. It is. It's something that really frustrates you at first, and then the minute you figure out what the problem is, it just all the problems seem to click, and it makes sense why you're having the problems you are. But until then, really frustrating. I agree, because I went through that for a while too until things started clicking with the tips that I was giving earlier on things I was running into.
Yeah. I don't have a wooden ruler on hand. They're recommending like a wooden ruler so I can just press around the ruler, which is that's
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
Yep,
It's called
those
a wooden
pressing rulers are
tailor's
awesome.
clapper. Thank you, Linda. I'm pretty sure your name's Linda, right? Making dreams come true. I saw your comment on the Facebook page. I'm like, oh yeah, that's you. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. This is interesting because it's a knit and I need to sew as close to the edge as I can for the top stitch. Ugh, I hope Dinglehopper is up for the assignment today.
Of course he is. He just doesn't know it.
Yeah, he just don't know it yet, but it's gonna be all right. All right, so I have clipped all the things, but you see it wants to open up, so that's why you would press it to make your life easier.
Yes.
But where's the fun in that?
Yeah, no kidding. We like to live on the edge, don't we?
Right? Why would you make life easier when it could be difficult?
Yeah, because it's just spicier that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, look what made it into my thread garbage. My little thread garbage can.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
technically it's garbage, but
But still, you use
it is
what's
not
around you. I'm good at that too. It's like, oh,
thread.
that looks like a good garbage can for the moment.
Oh, all right, let's turn to the sewing machine over yonder. I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna take this slow.
No, no, gonna go fast, Mom. Fast.
No, no fast. It's slow.
Hey, slow.
It's slow.
Hey, slow. Hey, turtle.
Yes. Slow O, because that's how you speak Spanish. You just add an
There you
O.
go. Slow O. Yes, add an O to the end on everything.
Let me close my door because my children are distracting me.
You're like,
Child.
what, Mom? Can't hear you. We're talking.
Yes. Quiet. You gotta speak to them in Spanish so they get scared.
So you speak English and they don't know anymore, huh?
I
Quit
gotta show
throwing
them
off.
the flip flop. I'm just kidding. I don't hit him too hard. Just kidding. Let's see if he can do it without like a leader or something.
Oh, I hate when I run out of my sublimation papers. I hadn't printed enough. I was trying to print a bunch before we went live. So I was like,
Oh yeah.
that's what I forgot to do yesterday. So some of my stuff is not going to be 100% here. Just is.
Woohoo! Yep, it's working. Okay. Walking foot for the win. It's gripping nice.
Speaking of walking feet, Sandy.
So the walking foot
Speaking
part,
of
you just
walking
gotta pull
feet.
it through.
Ooh, Sandy. Speaking of walking feet. I'm waiting for her to come on and tell me to shut up. Oh, hey, Sarah. Yeah, I kind of came in under the radar this time because I wanted to make sure technology. Next time I'll make an announcement.
Hey, Sandy, you have a walking foot, don't you? But it has yet to take a step. Maybe it should walk or something.
Yeah, yeah. It's still like trying to learn how to stand, maybe. I don't
Is it
know.
still crawling? Or is it
Look
still in
at
the
my
scooting
comment
stage?
above. Ha ha ha.
We love you, Sandy.
We do. But you know how to shut us up, Sandy? Make it walk. Hydration, guys. Don't forget your hydration when you're
Oh, I
working.
don't have any drinks with me. That's all right. I'm not stopping now. Let's do this.
Well, you've got littles that can bring you some. My
Well,
fuzzies are like, I don't have opposing thumbs, so I don't know what you're talking about.
you know what? That's a good idea. Actually, let me send these children. Let me see if they'll play fetch.
Hmm.
Liliana, Eden. She's like, first you tell us to shut up, now you want us to answer you.
Yeah. Make up your mind, Mom.
Right? Children, can someone please bring me a water bottle from the leftover soccer snack stuff? Please, and thank y'all. But like now, like,
Yeah,
oh,
not
you said
tomorrow.
today.
Not before Mom faints. Yeah, before Mom faints, not after.
Please, baby. It's hot in here. I'm thirsty. Thank you, darling.
Mama loves you.
You know, it's the least you could do after I pushed you out, you know. That's
Yeah.
thank you, child. You may go.
So did you look up that printer, Liz, that I showed you?
Uh-huh. Wait, what?
Did you look up did you look up that printer that I gave
No,
you?
not yet. Not yet. I have a notebook of things to research that I haven't done yet.
I was just curious if you'd fired your printer or not. So
Not yet, but it's coming because if it can't handle regular paper, we're gonna have an issue. We have an issue.
yeah, if it can't do its regular job,
Right.
what's it hanging around for?
Right. I'm like, I understand it's annoying, but I understand if the special papers and things, sticker, glossy, whatever, you have a
Yeah.
hard time, feeding it through. But it's not feeding regular paper through, like just to print out a sewing pattern. And I'm
So
like, that's not gonna work for me. So
does it understand that unemployment benefits do not exist for printers?
I'm gonna have to have a little sit down with Stanley because he thinks I'm playing. He thinks I'm
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah, he sure
I can't-
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
He doesn't
not gonna
understand
go
you're
well.
talking serious business here. It's me, yeah, but my kids would be like, but why?
Sandy says, enjoying sitting here watching per usual like a creeper. Ah,
Ah,
she be
Sandy, you're not a
creeping. She
creeper.
watching.
You're not a creeper.
But her
First step,
walking
though,
foot is
is
sitting there getting dusty.
first step though to using the walking foot, Sandy, is you have to turn the machine on.
We love you, Sandy.
We love you and adore you, girl. We do, we do. Sorry, I'm enjoying my roving right now. I want to show you guys this though. This is so cool. This is like one of my favorite things when I do this. Those of you that crochet understand what I'm doing. Those of you that don't, well, you'll just watch, and
Yeah.
it'll make sense
I have
eventually.
no clue, but it looks interesting.
Yeah, right now I'm just kind of pulling a few things off that
Yeah.
decided to be on there that I'm not okay with. So, but anyway, so I'm going to hand crochet without a crochet hook.
Man, I love sewing when it works.
Yeah, no
Right?
doubt. Isn't that the truth? And this stuff is so fluffy. Oh, I love how fluffy it is. It's so squishy.
What's nice is since this is a dark design and I'm using black thread, like it's just, it don't matter. If it's a little twinkling, it's okay. It's okay.
Nobody is going to know if it's not 100% straight. It's
No
not
one's
going to
gonna know.
matter.
Who's gonna know? I'll probably just press it at the very end so it lays flat, but otherwise it's fine. Everything's fine.
And Sandy's mug turned out so cool. So the mug that she's talking about, oh,
Yeah.
so cool. Yeah, he is slowly asking to be replaced me. I think he's getting close to retirement, but I don't think his pension has quite kicked in yet. So
Printer. Oh, your printer's not doing the Wi-Fi? I just stuck a cable in him.
yeah.
He's asking to be replaced, I'm saying.
Yep.
Like, if you don't want to be here, Stanley, just say that, right?
But for those of you that are wondering, I bought a new printer because mine died. And I bought a Brother this time, and it was the same price as all the other printers. And let me tell you, I'm never going back to the other printers ever.
It's sounding really good. Like, I'm all
It
about
doesn't even think before it prints. You tell it to print, and it just shoots it out, even if you haven't done it for days. It doesn't sit there and go, wait a minute, let me go prime the ink for the next 10 minutes. Then let me move back and forth for another 10 minutes, and then tell you that I can't print that page. Yeah, as they all like to do. This one, no, it's like, yes, ma'am. Boom, here's your page. And I'm like, where have you been all my life?
right? Most of my machines are Brothers already, so it's like let's do that. Why not?
Let's do that. And it actually it's set up like to be in an office because it's got the connections, but it's no different setup than you do all the other printers. But it does have connections if you are in an office environment. So it's got a place to put, you know, the network cord and all that. Yeah, I hear you, Mia. Mine literally, I didn't think it was ready to die, and it literally printed a piece of paper, and the next one it went, and we're done. And I'm like, wait a minute, you just printed something, and no matter what I did, I couldn't get it to work again. And I'm like, fine, I didn't like you anyway. You're going in the trash.
Yep, sounds merited.
Yeah, yeah, and it is fast, Naomi. I know. I'm shocked at how fast it is. And they're the same price as the other printers, if not cheaper. So I'm like, yeah, we're doing that one from now on. And I'm hoping it lasts me 7 years. The other one I had, I think, lasted 3 or 4, and then it just literally died. But it didn't really break my heart because I never really liked it from day one. And I think I only spent like $100 on it on sale. So I was like, okay, $33 a year, good enough.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. And then it sat over there on my steps for the longest time. I'm like, well, I feel bad throwing it away because it just still seems like it's got parts, but it's like, who wants it for parts? Goodbye. So I finally just ditched it.
Not too many people out there that deal with all that.
No, so I just felt guilty throwing it away. Come on, Mr. Bug. I'm getting dive bombed by a bug. So anyway, this is the part that I really love when I'm done with the roving, is it's all chained up. Isn't that pretty? And then what we do is we put it into like this spiral. Isn't that pretty?
Ooh, I want to touch it so bad.
No, I know. And then you turn it over and it looks a little bit different, but I just love, they are so pretty and they photographed so well.
Legit looks like just a beautiful seashell kind of deal. Like,
it really does. I know. It's like, it's really pretty before because it's, you know, this is before. And it's pretty, but it's not this.
Yeah. It's just even like with fabric when it's in those jelly rolls, you know, all the fabric. It's like, oh, I want to buy it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I want it.
Yes. Mia, that's my regular printer now. It runs on, yeah, it has like regular cartridges. It has Brother cartridges. And the one that I bought says it's going to, like, the cartridges should last for like just regular printing for a year or longer. So they're technically saying their cartridges, if you don't do a lot of heavy printing, you only have to replace them maybe once a year. And they're not that expensive. They're not any more expensive than any of the other cartridges you buy for the other printers. So yeah, I don't think I could use that one as a sublimation. I don't think it would transfer over. But for a regular printer, you know, after I used it for the first couple of times, I'm like, am I allowed to hug this thing? Because I just want to hug it. I'm just finally so happy I got a printer that wants to do what a printer's supposed to do and do it quickly.
Seriously. Hard to find good help these days.
Isn't it? I agree. Of course, you know, when they work for free, what do you expect? You get what you pay for. But
we had to pay a finder's fee, though, you know.
Yeah. PJ Mommy's gotten you. She says, speaking of walking foot, that's a nice one, Liz.
Yeah, Sandy sent it to me. Oh, wait, that's you. You already know.
Yeah, she knows that. But nobody else did.
All right, so it wasn't bad. It did sew this side pretty well. I'm trying to turn it to the light, I guess, so it's more visible. I sewed it. This is where we folded it in and then folded it again in half. So that side's done. So the idea is you would do the same to the other side, just so it has that nice even look where it's stitched on both sides all the way down parallel. But since it's like a knit, it kind of wants to open up. So when I'm done, I'll press it so it lays flat. So once that part's done, let me center myself here a little bit. We'll go around, right? And it'll hang right about there, which leaves space for the little badge to hang below it.
Look, it's almost done. You're modeling it already. That's cool.
Right. So this is the part, before I sew it closed, if you wanted to put hardware in there, you could put the hardware in there and then kind of sew it together so that the raw side is on the inside. And then you slide the hardware into that little gap and then top stitch over it again so that it keeps the hardware in that bottom part. And then you're pretty much done. So
nice.
I'll have my little thing in there.
No reason why.
The hardware.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in there.
No reason why you can't have one of those for every single show you go to.
Right.
And you know, it would be really cool is if you could figure out some way to either have people add something to it, like, you know, like you would sign something or whatever. Wouldn't that be kind of cool?
Right. Yeah. I could get like some little, I don't know, plain buttons or something, like little pin buttons. And then like have them sign it with a Sharpie and like whoever I meet there, like have their signature along with the lanyard.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I might have to find some. I still have like a couple weeks, maybe like a week and a half or so.
Yeah.
Hey, Sinaida, I'm making I sublimated this. It's hard to tell because it's small, but it's Villains. I sublimated it onto a white polyester that I have, and I'm making a lanyard out of it for the show that I'm going to in Texas in a couple weeks at the end of the month. So I finished the sublimation part. I'm top stitching it so it lays flat. I'm gonna press it. And then I got to find the hardware. But I'm excited about that idea. And I'll probably have to retro sign everybody that I met at the DAC show too and get the little. Yeah. I got to find them to be small enough so they don't look like crazy. But
yeah, but that's going to be such a good memento if you can come up with something like that.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And then, you know, it might be a thing where you could just, you know, start doing them for other people and, you know, just saying.
Maybe.
Just saying.
Where'd my trash can go?
Huh?
Oh, there it is.
You mean your pseudo trash can?
Yeah. I couldn't find my garbage thingy. It's hiding.
Okay, I did the one. I'm sorry, guys. I had to do the other. When I get them dry, I cannot wait to see what they're going to look like. And I've got them all braided up. So it's like this obsession with me because I know they're going to be so pretty when they're all braided.
Naomi says, where did you get the instructions for the lanyard? I mean, they're pretty simple. I think last year, if you look, there's a video where I made it live with Nancy. We both made lanyards.
Oh, yeah.
We might have linked our source. I'm not 100% sure. So I think it was on Nancy's channel that we did the lanyards. So if you check out her videos, both of us, I think, are in the thumbnail, possibly. I don't know. I don't remember. But it's pretty simple. Like, I didn't even reference back. I just remembered that you fold in the edge, fold it again, and then just top stitch both sides. Or you could do it the Maria way and just do it like a scrunchie tube. Yeah. And then just, you know, press it so it lays flat.
Oh, okay, cool. And
Liz, you know what vendors will be there? I'm not sure, but it should say on the website if you look up the Impressions Expo in Fort Worth, I believe.
Yeah, just Impressions, and then it'll give you the one that's coming up, and it'll say Dallas Fort Worth or something.
Oh dang! There's one little section that I didn't catch the edge. I have to go over it.
So Naomi said she has us on her TV, on her TV, and the pug is barking at us.
Boys.
Well, at least the pug didn't bark when I had Bear on screen. Not that Bear would have known, but yeah, Maria, if you look it up, it'll tell you what vendors are going to be there. Probably the same ones all the time, pretty much. You know, the big ones. Somebody's going to be repping Brothers. Yeah. Somebody's going to be repping FAF. You know, all those. And then you'll probably have like Sewing Machines Plus. Maybe you'll have somebody there. You know, that kind of thing. So there'll be people probably there for stalls, and I would assume, you know, the heat presses and all that should be there too. So, okay, so you remember that other one that I just showed you. Now here it is, all nice and put up. It looks 100% different, doesn't it?
I love that.
Just looks so completely different than it did when it was open. This fiber, Maria, people can spin it into yarn. You can felt it. So some people do felting projects with it. I don't know. Those are the two things. So that's two things I know I would do with it. I'm sure other people have things that they use them for as well, but that's the majority. Is it'll get spun into yarn or felted. So Sinada, I got sidetracked. I was making the bummies, showing everybody how you can sublimate your own fabric to make bummies with, using the double brush poly and then sublimation and everything. So that was on the earlier part of the video. And then I have another business that I dye yarn and fiber for the yarn and knitting and spinning community, and crochet and weaving and all that. So I have an order for my local shop before Yarn Crawl in October. Yarn Crawl is a big thing they do every year down here. And there's a couple other places across the US that do yarn crawls, but it's kind of the big thing too. And then the fiber festivals, which is much like Impressions, only for fiber. So she placed an order for Yarn Crawl for a bunch of my roving. So it was drying, and when it's dry, I can't wait to get it put up like this. It's just kind of one of those, you feel like you've got this beautiful painting when you're done, when you do this. At least to me, that's what it feels like. So I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's put up, because it looks completely different when it's open. Even though when you spin it and make yarn out of it, or you weave it or do whatever, it's going to look, it's going to look the same regardless. But to me, I feel like it transforms, and it probably doesn't, but it sure feels like it when I put it in like this. Kind of like a watercolor painting or something.
Oh, dang, we've been on for over 2 hours?
No. I know. I know.
Are you good? Did you need
It's
to
a
go by a
built-in
certain time?
process. Pardon?
Did you need to go by a certain time? Or are you good?
No.
You
Oh,
go.
I got until tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. So
Y'all ain't
just saying.
cycling to a 12-hour. We're not doing
Just
that.
saying. So yeah.
I used some of the residual heat from the heat press. It's off just to kind of flatten it out a little bit. Now we can go fast. It's sewing zoomy time.
Yay!
Woohoo!
And it doesn't matter because it's dark thread on dark fabric, so she can just kind of let it go.
I love it. It low-key sounds like a machine gun. I feel powerful. Take that, fabric.
Get your frustrations taken out. Okay, now I've got to get my brain on. I've shown you guys all the things that I was thinking of showing you. Is there something that anybody is missing through all this? Do you need me to go back over anything? Because I know we went through it, but sometimes wrapping your brain around something is first time around out of the gate. It helps to see it again and again. I do. So, Sonia, I'm a knitter. I've been a knitter since I was 4. So I do knit. I am finishing up my sweater for next weekend out of my yarn that I dye, and it's upstairs, so I can't show you that. I didn't think to bring it down. So, oh, Mia, and see, the good thing is, Mia, with StreamYard, it also is a little slow getting the comments in. So I think I caught that. How many of those? What are you referring to, Maria? How many of those do you make for your craft shows? Almost, Sandy. I'm in the home stretch.
Dingle Hopper did not like the zoomies. My top thread unthreaded somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I hate when that happens.
He's so linty.
The black thread. How many do I make for craft shows? If it's like a Christmas print or a holiday print or something like that, I'll make more of each size. I'll probably try and make about 3 or 4 of each size. On the Halloween, since I've got 2 different prints, I'm definitely making 2 of each print of each size. And then if I can get back, hey, Evelyn. So I'll go back if I have extra time and start adding to the sizes that I know sell better, which is like 18 to 24 for me. Now, other people in their area, they may have a different size that sells really well for them. But for me, it's the 18 to 24 and the 2 to 3, and then the 5 to 6 seems to be my sizes that are selling real well. But then every now and then I'll blow out of my 9 to 12 or my 6 to 9 or whatever. You can't guess. You just don't. Anna! Hey, Anna! Glad you came on.
Anna. I use your pins today, your clips today, Anna. I use them all the time. I'm just going to start labeling things with whoever gave them to me, because y'all just send me so much stuff. Y'all don't know how to keep your own things.
Oh, come on. We love you. We shower you with gifts. All right, I brought down, so my next big project is taking all of my patterns that I use a lot, all the pieces, and making them, Nato, and making them into something that's not on cardboard, something that's going to stick around a little longer. So I'm going to go visit Home Depot probably tomorrow. I've got a scroll saw, so I can cut my own pattern pieces out of thinner wood. So I want to go and see what they have that's not, oh my goodness, expensive, considering, again, did I show you how many pieces I've got to cut? And that's before I get into the rompers and all that. So go see what they've got locally. I know what I want, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be carrying it or that it's not going to be super expensive. So gotta go look. And then once I get that done, I'll feel like I'm not destroying my blades every time I go through my cardboard or destroying my pattern every time I go through my cardboard with my blade. So, oh yeah, you're still at the games, aren't you, Nairo? That's okay. Liz, your bumper jumper should arrive today, Naomi says. Your bumper jumper should arrive today.
Oh, because yes. Oh, that's the cardboard thing. But the plug works so well. Where's my little dude? Where'd he go? Hold on.
All right, time for me to sit down for a minute. Ooh. What? The plug.
I use it to lift the presser foot on the seams when it wants to eat the fabric. So yeah, so I learned that when the machine gets to the seam, just get a piece of cardboard, fold it in half, and shove it up the rear, which is why, never mind. Yeah. But my top thread broke again. That happens a lot with my black thread. It's just random all-purpose from Walmart. So I probably have to get better thread. I don't know.
Okay.
Yay, Kathleen. I hope you do. It's so much fun.
Oh, and I cannot read from far away, so I'm trying to sit and then I can't read. All right. Oh, awesome, Kathleen. You'll have to show us when you're done. We would love to see it. The bummy and the romper. My bummy is here. Look at my patterns. Tell me. This one's made by me. My bummy is made by me. So that's the name of the company. Made by me.
So it was made by you.
Yeah. So you can also get one at Brindle and Twig. They're pretty much all over Etsy, but this is the one that I got. I like the Brindle and Twig one and the Made by Me one. Those are the two that I really, really like. And then the romper is Brindle and Twig. And Brindle is BRINDELLE.
Ah, yes. You introduced me to them. I like their stuff.
Yeah, they've got really cool stuff. And they also have YouTube videos on how to sew them together, too. So their patterns are really well drafted. Their tutorials within the patterns are very well written. And then they usually also have a YouTube video. So they do a really good job. Laura says spelunking with the plug.
If you know, you know.
All right. I'm going back over here. Oh, helps if I take this stuff. I've got to catch up on my two fronts from an 18 by 24, and then I can do some pressing for the t-shirt on the 18 by 24. I cannot wait to get rid of this card fast.
Dinglehopper does not like to sew fast. If you also don't want to be here, Dinglehopper, just say so. We'll get a Juki. We'll get a Janome.
Yeah, yeah. And I endorse both of them. So, Dingle hopper, be very careful. Yeah, my Genomi's very quietly sitting here over in the corner going, I'm a good baby. I'm a good baby.
What? Hmm? You're holding them. I can't hear you.
And the nice thing too, guys, when you,
No,
if you
one.
get this same fabric, it's a 4-way stretch. So you don't have to watch so much which way you lay your pattern pieces. You can get the most out of your fabric just because it is a 4-way stretch.
Yeah.
So I love it for that purpose. I'll take little bits and bobs and it's like, oh yeah, it's long enough for a neck. I don't have to worry is the stretch there or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those that came in that maybe didn't know, today's Mia's birthday.
Yes. Happy birthday again, Mia.
Just saying.
Just saying.
We're gonna get mileage out of your birthday for you, Mia.
Right. All right. I'm gonna look real quick to see if I have the hardware, so I can go ahead and close this up and call that project done. Give me just a sec. I'll be off cam for a sec.
You'll be good. Make sure you come back.
Yes.
Don't leave me alone.
That would suck if I just bailed right now.
That would be like, ah.
Just left you waiting indefinitely.
Yeah, I'd be like, hello?
Anybody there?
Crickets chirping.
Hey, if any of y'all have seen my water soluble stabilizer, let me know. That'd be great because I can't find it. Not that
Oh,
I
I do that too. Yeah, I know. I'm like, guys, if you see it in the background, just let me know. Done that how many times?
If y'all took it, give it back.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to do 18 to 24 shirt fronts for the Halloween stuff. Did I bring that down? No, I did not. Okay, since I did not bring my roller down, we're going to fake it. I don't have a whole lot of problem with having to lint roll these, but once in a great while, I get something. So I'm not, if I've got my roller by me, I like to use it, but since I left it upstairs, I use my hands a lot. And then there's always that little piece of fuzz that you see that always wants to show up, never fails. Oh, Nye, Liz is making a lanyard. So I was telling her how we were talking about those last night on Discord, how you were going to start making some as well. She's doing hers for the Impressions Expo that's coming up in a week and a half that she's going to. So she's sublimating her fabric for that. Okay, so this is where I'm going to use my tape because it will probably ghost on me if I don't. And now I got to remember where I laid that. Here it is. It's right there. So I'm going to do one of these little cuties. And you'll notice on some of these, you can find a center point. Like this is really easy because the nose and then the V that you can see right there in the pumpkin is the center. So I can kind of eyeball it here. So I'll lay it down.
Found the water soluble.
What's that?
I found the water soluble.
Yay! And so then I'll find the center and just kind of trace my finger down. And it's pretty close. And then I also sometimes will take and just do a finger measurement from the edge. Okay, we're pretty much close enough. You know, you can slide it a little bit. So you don't necessarily have to use a ruler each time. Eyeballing is pretty good, but if you don't feel comfortable doing it, then use your ruler.
No hardware though.
Come on. And then the tape is fighting me because it doesn't want to work today either. Come on, tape. I'm on the wrong way? I am. Once I get it pulled up.
Might have to steal the hardware from the old one. That sucks. I know I had a set.
And at least with my tape, and I know it's probably just the tape I'm using, it tends to want to leave a little bit of a pulled up mark after I use it. So I try and use as little as it takes to stick it down. And even that's
Same.
quite a bit. I don't even use that much sometimes to stick onto the fabric. But occasionally it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like on that one, it's maybe 1/8 of an inch sticking over. It's just enough to hold it there because I don't want it to leave that mark. And it does, it'll come out when they wash. It's just me, I'm just kind of picky that way. Thanks, Mia. Ah, that's cute, Maria. It does kind of look like the McDonald's Hamburglar. I didn't think about that. If you look at it upside down. Okay, so yeah, see how it's got just a little tiny bit on there. And I'm not picking this up, so it's already gonna, but the problem is I'm gonna pull this paper off for a moment and I'm gonna reheat my, because I've already had it away too long, that I'm afraid that when I push it down, it's gonna take this temperature from 400 straight down to 388. So I'm gonna heat up my bottom plate again, since I was doing that work on there. And then when it heats up, I'll just put it back on and do it.
I'm seam ripping the old lanyard, unfortunately. Just the bottom part where the hardware is. I'll sew it back up in the future. But I want to have this project done and ready to go, you know?
Yeah, and PJ Mommy just made a good point. Always make sure you print something on your sublimation printer. I usually say every couple of days. Some people say once a week. The other thing you can do is just do a real quick head, like a print check, and it uses
Nozzle check
minimal
kind of
ink.
thing.
Yeah, it uses very, very minimal ink, but it'll check every single one of your colors for you. So if you're not going to print for a while, just do that every couple of days and just keep using the same paper. And it doesn't even have to be sublimation paper. It can just be regular paper.
Yeah, just to flush it.
Just to flush it, just to keep it going. And you're not going to waste any ink because, like I said, it uses next to no ink, but it'll keep it flowing for you. For me, Maria, it is. Now, this is one of those that maybe your heat press doesn't need it. I've just figured what mine needs. And I've learned the hard way. I've burned through a few things that I couldn't use. Yeah, Sandy, you got lucky. My luck would have been had I not used it since Christmas, because I actually moved my sublimation printer after I had used it for market like 2 months ago, and I moved it just into another room, and it just all of a sudden quit printing. It was like it was all clogged up, and I had to do a complete purge on it and then change out my print box. So there's sponges in your print box. So I was able to take those out and wash them out and at least get through that. And then you have to reset your printer because it monitors that how long you've been using it. So there is a link. There's some links out there where you can go buy like for $10 the code to reset it instead of having to like you don't call the company because they're just going to try and sell you a new printer. That's what they want to do. So
Yeah.
I just reset it with the code. You can Google all this. It's all out there. There's several places you can go get these codes from, but it was only $10. And so I'm good to go probably for another year or so. And I just dropped this when it was hot, so it's all wrinkled, but it'll be okay. It's funny how when it's super hot, how quickly you just drop it and look how wrinkled it got that fast. But this is what I'm talking about with my tape. So I'm just trying to use up my tape. I'm going to buy a different tape next time, but it'll go away. It's just, I don't like the look of it.
Just deciding which direction I'm going to sew this. Okay. So once I'm ready to close my lanyard, I'm slipping the hardware on first before I close it on. And then, yeah, let's see. You sew
Now
it,
my ears
and
are
then when
telling
you
me it's getting low. Okay. You keep talking while I put these into charge.
Sounds good.
And hopefully you guys will be able to hear me once they're charging. It shouldn't take too long to charge them though.
So I'm just going to close this part off first.
Can you hear me? Are you guys able to hear me now? Liz, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Is it quieter?
It sounds about the same for me. I don't know for everybody else.
Cool. Because those earphones were like right here, and now you're going through my computer.
Nice.
My computer is actually helping me for once.
Yay.
It's slowly, I have a really bad feeling that this thing's going to die because it's about 7 years old, but I love the computer. Love it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as soon as my ears charge up, I'll put them back in, guys. So bear with me. Those things only keep a charge for, well, it actually did pretty good, about 3.5 hours. So, which it should be a quick charge.
All right. Oh, I got another whisker here. Let me cut that off. Ugh. All right. So we have our lanyard-ish. The hardware has been sewn in there, but as of right now, it could still kind of, where am I? It could still slide around everywhere. So what we're going to do is tuck it into where we sewed it closed, right? Tuck it in into where that little seam is, and then top stitch it so that it stays there, right? That way, that raw edge, we're going to make sure that we have that on the inside. Top stitch it as close as we can there, and that way it stays there, and then we'll have our finished lanyard with no raw edges showing. Anti-wear. So that's the plan. That's the last step for this guy.
You did zoomies with that.
Woohoo! Just trimming some stray whiskers here. All right, let's do the thing. Woohoo. It is done.
Yay! You
So
are
now
ready.
stay put and it won't slide around everywhere.
You are ready to go. Who needs to pack? You got your landing.
All right. You didn't close the door, please. There we go. We did a thing. So this year, last year I just bought the fabric, but this year we sublimated some Disney villains. It's hard to tell because it's more of a stained glass design, but I know they're there and I can see little faces. Hard to tell. It just looks like stained glass from far away, but they're kind of sprinkled in. Cool. I might even just use the same badge holder since I don't have that many. Don't near. And that just clips onto our little hardware thing. And boom. I am me.
You are you. And you're an awesome you.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Victoria asks, Liz, have you ever sublimated on jeans? I have not. Are jeans cotton mostly? Connie, would you know?
Most of them are, but there are some jeans that have some poly spandex in them, but it's not going to be a high content. So,
Yeah, not high enough.
Yeah. Sandra, I will probably be using some of my yarn to weave with. Yes, I do have a loom. But that's just kind of, for me, I am making like towels, and I want to actually make curtains for upstairs out of some linen that I've got. So it's kind of a fun little hobby for me. Oh, okay. I guess if I'm going to drop them all, might as well.
Yeah.
Break them all.
Thanks, guys. Sandy says I could make a matching badge holder. I mean, I could.
You could.
Or I might even just attach my lanyard to whatever badge they give us over there. It's got to have a hole in it.
Yeah, there's that.
And we'll see what happens. But yeah, now I get to watch Connie work because I'm done with my little thingity thing.
I'm just kind of piddling now because I'm running out of a lot of my sublimation stuff. But
I need to write down these projects that are really simple and just write down like length of this, width of that, and then I can just remember kind of how to make it.
Yeah.
The measurements are, I have to go back and Google search.
That's kind of too where I take like a whiteboard or a chalkboard and I'll write those on and keep them right over on your wall so that you don't always have to like, where did I put those measurements? They're all right there, you know?
Yeah. And I'm sure you do it so much, like you don't need any of the instructions anymore, but like if it's something you don't make all the time, it'd be cool. And like for the skirts I did too, it's nice to know like I could just do the width of the fabric and then just the height and then have the waist measurements. And that's all you really need to kind of, I don't know, simple stuff.
So this is where it gets fun. So I was using this quite a bit and look at how brittle it is.
Yes.
It just falls apart.
That's so cool. Laura, I love your Spanish. She says, I need 10 40 mio now oh. It sounds more like pig Latin.
You were listening to us, weren't you? Okay, so I've got to sublimate this one, guys. This one turned out so pretty. Let me see if I've got. I don't have to sublimate if I can find the bummies. Let me see. Where did I put them?
Nice, Mia. Yeah, I do remember you. Back when I first met you, I think you were still making the lanyards.
Oh, that's right.
You were selling the lanyards. She says, I made lanyards with character ribbon that you can't sell, but now she's practicing making her daughter bows with the ribbon. That's so cool. I bet she loves it.
Okay, so these are some of my favorites that I've made lately.
Oh, that's such a sweet floral. I like that.
And it doesn't even show the color as well. It's really rich, really rich. And then this one is fun. You don't see it out there that much. But the little characters with their
animals.
Isn't that just sweet? It kind of gives you that, I don't know, that whimsical time as a child, you know, when you're just, everything's so fun and you're doing nursery rhymes and reading all the fun things like that.
I sip this water that the children brought me.
So politely brought you after you had to pretty much threaten them. Thanks, Maria. Oh, Laura, yeah, you're still trying to put your room together. I've got to start doing that too. I'm trying to put up more shelves and more storage upstairs. And then I looked at down here, and I haven't done much down here since I put everything away. And I'm like, it looks like a tornado hit down here. That's why you guys are looking this way and not that way. Because that way it looks like just an explosion right now. So I've got to get back down here and just kind of reorganize again. And that's what being busy does sometimes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You forget that you've got to put everything away once in a while. And then Laura, watching her do it, I'm just like, okay, now I'm feeling my own pressure.
Yeah. Sinaida, what else are you sewing? I'm not sewing anything right now. It's been a long couple days. Yesterday, we spent the whole day celebrating Mexican Independence Day with the girls, just so they get that hit of culture at least once a year.
Yeah.
And they wore me out. They wore me out.
Did they have a big celebration up there?
They usually do. They did last year, but this year our town didn't really do anything on the day of. I don't know if it has anything to do. We recently had a very unfortunate situation in the city. So I guess they didn't want to risk people's lives so soon, or people might still be a little bit skittish, probably of, you know, parades and things after what happened near Chicago recently.
Yeah.
So we're hoping next year, but we could at least at home, they painted little paper bags, like the little brown bags for lunch. They painted them to make a serape pattern, and then we cut a little V in it, and they put it on their Barbies, that kind of thing.
Oh,
and then they made paper bag piñatas. We smacked those around outside. That was fun. A bunch of stuff, but man, kids, they wear you out after a while. So
yeah.
So tired. And then they had a really early soccer game today, which is why I'm wearing my bleached soccer mom tee that I did. We are Team Orange. So yeah.
That you can probably get variations of in Liz's store. So go support her on that, guys.
But yeah, I'm about ready. I'm gonna take a nap after the live.
Me too. Yeah, I'm right there with you because I was up late.
Long day. Because you had a busy morning too, right?
Yeah, and super late up last night and the night before, and it's definitely gonna be wind down this afternoon. That's for sure.
Yep. I'm letting their dad take over most of the activities now. I'm like, you follow through. I need a nap.
He's like, yep, they're yours this afternoon. Tag team, you're it.
Yeah. Maria, I did make myself a shirt for Independence Day. It got dirty, so I'm not wearing it now, but yeah. That was fun. a bleach tee. I swear I just live in bleach tees right now because it's so fun.
And you can, so why not?
Yep. Why not? Why not? Next time I want to do some bleach sweatshirts because there's a few of the Gildan heathered colors that have a 60%. 60 is the highest I have found for sweatshirts that are still bleachable and sublimatable without losing all the color and all that stuff. So
how light does that sublimate? Is it pretty light?
in terms of like the fading and stuff.
Well, the when you sublimate, the color's not going to be nearly as strong. So is it really like a real?
It's not going to be as strong. I've seen all these bleach tees are 65%. So 65 is kind of like has usually been my minimum.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like to do 50-50 all that much. But I did, since I found that some of those sweatshirts were 60% polyester, I'm going to do it. I'm not selling them, until I test them out for myself and wash them. And you know how we do. You got to test it and make sure it's not going to wash away into oblivion. But if it's anything, if the 60 is close to the 65, this has been washed a few times already. And, the color's still popping for me. The blacks are still very vibrant. So if it's anything like that, I'm hoping maybe next year I could sell them and see how that goes. But
yeah, no, it looks good for washing it that many times already. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's
yeah.
anything.
So we'll see. That's still in the testing phase, but that's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, testing phase means you get clothes. That's the fun.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing all the bleach tees. They're all samples, pretty much. All the samples.
Oh yes, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
Looks like Sonata left us. She had to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she had a birthday dinner.
Bye, Sonata. If she's still here, when was that comment? A little bit ago. I'm in.
A couple minutes ago. Yeah, she might have still been on. Cool.
Ooh, we're almost hitting the 3-hour mark. Get it, girl. And we still have 29 friends hanging out. That's so awesome.
That is. So are Saturday afternoons good for people?
It seems okay.
Yeah, this was fun on a Saturday afternoon.
Right. I feel like maybe it's like a sweet spot because a lot of people have plans Saturday morning and Saturday night, but this middle area is kind of like a chill period.
Yeah, so, and people, even if they're not working on stuff, they just want to watch something. That actually is kind of cool.
Yeah. Bye, Sandy. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks. So, yeah. Yes, Laura, you have to get that 15,000 going. You don't be a Sandy on us and leave it sitting there in the box.
Yep.
And get that thing out and get it working.
Get those employees working for you.
We are going to pressure you now that we know about it.
Yeah.
Oh. And I'm using, if anybody's wondering how things are plugged in, okay. I've got this little handy dandy charger over here that I've got all that plugged into, so I don't have to use an extension cord. And I use that for Market too. So I can charge up all my things at Market if I have like a roaring Market where it uses all the battery.
Oh, that's cool. Powerful little sucker, huh?
It really is. It was pretty decent. So it'll run my sewing machine if I really need it to. Desperation.
Right,
yeah. Get a little power outage and you got to get something out. No, I'm going to go grab that.
Evelyn is working on a Bad Bunny sweatshirt. Okay. It's a very popular thing in the Latin community right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he's a singer, artist, something.
Okay.
One of those kind of things.
When I don't have kids, I don't know about some of these trends. So
yeah,
out on those things. So
all the trendy things.
Thank you for educating me on that. So if somebody says Market, I'm not like, what? It's not easy.
I've been seeing it float around everywhere. If you see like a random, it's like a heart, or his album cover is a heart with the eyeballs, kind of random. That's what that's from. It's an artist.
Okay. Good to know.
A musician. Mia says, "Oh yes, we love Bad Bunny." I guess. All right.
I gotta go look it up so that I'm in the know. Yeah, I feel like I'm just like out of the know with not having children. So, and when you have a kids business, you kind of need to know.
Yeah.
What do you got, Tom? have a listen to this thing. Sorry, we're turning that one off now. All right, guys. Well, I think we nailed it this afternoon, don't you?
This was fun. It's nice to talk to somebody and hear a voice back.
Isn't it? I know. I think I need to do this more often. Just have people with me. This was fun. Get
For
some
sure.
people on and not keep picking on the same people each time. All right, people. Well, I think Liz and I both need a nap.
Yeah, I'll take a nap right now. Finish what you're doing, and I'll just, take it.
I'll just lay here and sleep. Real quick, I can sublimate a pillow, and then I'll sleep here.
There you go. Start a whole new project. Oh, man.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming back and working with us today. And you'll see me again real soon. I'm just have my little hiatus. Not back now. So I'm not going to do more of things like this for a little while until I figure out if I want to do more solo longs or if I want to do more like this. So we'll see. But this was fun.
Yay. Thanks for having me, Connie. Catch you next time.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.